KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has agreed to become the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints made the move official 2 days after Moore and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. He plans to fly back to New Orleans to make it official in the coming days. San Antonio Spurs got a 131-121 win over the Wizards last night. Spurs are now 23-28. They return to action tomorrow night in Boston.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along. Whether you're listening on the radio, one of the gazillion apps, online, watching on YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Lots to get into today. Lots.
Of course. There always is.
Always is.
Lots to get into.
I mean, watching highlights right now on our TV of Luka in yellow, which still seems really, really weird. Spurs, and we'll talk a lot of Spurs, should have been an easy game last night. Should have.
Should have been.
And there was a point where it looked like it was an easy game, and then it wasn't. Typical Spurs.
Well, I'm watching the game, and they finally make a run and get out to a double-digit lead, and Washington just chips away. And the Spurs just can't hang on to a lead, and De'Aaron Fox was talking about that. We'll hear from him coming up in just a moment, that they got to figure that out, how to keep leads.
Does he sound frustrated? He's been here a week.
I don't think he's frustrated.
We'll talk about it coming up.
All right.
You look at the idea of everything going on, and this week is Valentine's Day, guys. And if you're in the Doghouse, we're here to help you out.
As usual.
As usual.
It's what we do.
It is what we do. We have, what are we giving away? It's called a Diamond Glow Facial.
Yes.
Valued at $350 from Dr. Connie Hires, Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what that is.
Well,
I've read about it. I don't know what any of it is, but I would imagine she will, and that will get you out of the doghouse.
I promise you it will, because it's going to be a period of time that she's going to be pampered and fussed over and just made to feel like a beauty queen.
Yes.
So if you're in the Doghouse, which a lot of you are, I know you are, because it's just who you are, we've got a way to get you out of it.
Well, and there are some people that get put in the doghouse this week just to be let out of the doghouse.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day, dude. I've told you my feelings.
Here we go.
It's like a made-up holiday.
Well, of course it is.
It's just a made-up thing that guys have to go out and do stuff.
That's why March 14th is great.
Well, that's a month from now, dude.
That's okay.
I'm talking about the pressure of this week, this Friday.
Uh-huh.
So, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got your wife something for Valentine's Day?
No.
No, you don't.
Have you?
No, I don't. So I was asked, I said, well, because my original plan was, since Valentine's Day is on a Friday,
yep,
I'm thinking, okay, look, babe, you know how the restaurants are they're going to be packed on Friday.
Yeah.
We'll go out on Saturday. Well, we can't do that because I have this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just screwed up my whole plans. And so then when I try and look for something for Friday, it's like I'm screwed.
You're screwed.
I'm done.
Done.
Nobody has anything available on Friday that I've been able to find. If somebody has a suggestion for a nice restaurant that might, I don't know, have an opening that's not, 11 o'clock at night, let me know.
Cafe Reinagel.
Exactly.
Well, what's wrong with dinner at 11 p.m.?
No. I'm not waiting until 11 p.m. to go have dinner somewhere. Not doing it.
So you waited till this week?
Yeah, my plan was perfect. Saturday, nobody's going out to eat on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'd be able to get in and not a problem.
But
I had
you didn't
a
get
little
your
wrench
plan
thrown into
approved.
my
Your plan was not approved.
It was going to be a surprise, dude.
Uh-huh.
A surprise.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
See,
So,
John Sobery's suggestion.
Sugars. They might be crowded too, John. They
They
might
will
not have
be.
any openings.
They will be, and there are. You'll be fine.
Next on the main stage.
Toe Reinagel.
In the doghouse.
So we've got we I don't know if we're gonna do this at one point or throughout the show. How do you want to do this? If you guys are in the doghouse and you're really in the doghouse, you got to call us and tell us why you're in the doghouse. We're gonna judge, and whoever's in the deepest doghouse, if you know what I mean, you're gonna get this $350 prize from Dr. Connor Hires.
Nice. And not only that, if you don't win today, we got another schwanky gift from Dr. Hires for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So either way, you got 2 shots.
2 shots
To get out of the doghouse. Maybe I should register. I just had a hell of a story. Does that count?
No.
Damn it.
No, that doesn't count because you should have thought ahead. I mean, it's one of those things, guys, and we all know this. When she says, don't get me anything, you better get something. You cannot show up empty-handed. Case in point, Reinagel. We're at the Super Bowl gift shop. You know you got to buy something. Nah, Maggie, she doesn't want anything, and and now he's like, should have got her something.
Well, no, it's not that because I've tried that before. I get her some clothes and she doesn't like them.
Uh-huh.
And as expensive as the clothes are at the gift shop at the Super Bowl,
Yep.
I'm not doing it. So I bought a hat and a couple of T-shirts that I like. So I come home and immediately, that hat, it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, babe, I got it for you. I knew you'd wear it.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say
You
that,
didn't
but I
say
should have
that.
said that.
You're
I
like,
should
you
have.
stole my hat.
But she took my hat.
Well, I mean, you guys could share.
No, I don't want to share.
But she
it's
also
fine.
said,
it's hers.
You know, Joe, you suck at picking out clothes, but you could
I
FaceTime me
could've
there, and
FaceTimed
I can
him. I'm
pick
like,
out something.
Dude, I can't win for losing.
No.
All I know is I got to find a restaurant for Friday night that's not the Dairy Burger in Alice.
Why not?
All right?
That'd
Well,
be
because that's what
special.
I'm telling Dairy Queen or a taco truck and a Rose. I mean, I'm getting a lot of suggestions here, but you got to do something better than that. But see, I'm not going to get her anything. Maybe a nice card, romantic
a nice card.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
When you go pick out a card, do you actually read them, or you just walk up, look at the front, and say, that one's good?
No, I read them.
Okay.
Because I won't get one of those sappy ones that, that it's a whole book inside of there.
Uh-huh.
It's usually something just, short and to the point.
Well, it's got to be understandable for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Friday, I mean, Valentine's Day, it's like the worst. But it's, for whatever reason, special to Maggie. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's February 14th.
Yes. And it's a Friday. You could always go get yourself steak and cook at home.
Well, who wants to do that? I do that all the time.
Well, if you can't get into a place, you don't want it served in a bag, then be romantic at the house.
Yeah, okay. I'll figure something out, and I will let you know.
I can tell. There's all kinds of people seemingly in the doghouse. Justin Guerrero. Dude.
Oh, dude, why the hell did you do that?
I really don't want to call you an idiot to the entire listening audience, but dude writes on our YouTube page, I'm in the doghouse for telling my potential girlfriend I'm still talking to my ex.
I have a feeling that's
it's a great idea, Jim.
no longer a potential girlfriend.
Yeah.
The potential is gone.
Yeah, that's that's I see, like Justin, you wouldn't win the gift card anyway to because I don't know who's giving it to you, who you're giving it. I mean that would you're screwed, man. Your potential is no longer, and your ex is still your ex. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, sometimes it's hard to it's hard to let go for some guys.
Okay, but you don't tell the future that that's still going on.
No. What do? Just hide it?
You ignore the ex.
What are you saying,
There's a
Minix?
reason she's an ex. If you've got potential and you like the potential, then you upgrade.
Well, I totally agree. I have no desire to talk to my ex ever again.
Yeah.
And so it's for me, it's easy, but apparently for this guy, it's not.
Now he's getting hammered. Tariq says, what a dummy.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, dude, Justin, dude, I don't mean to call you out, but you got to be smarter than that.
Transparency.
I mean, yeah. Transparency.
Uh-huh.
See how well that's working for you. 2 potentials, and you'll be alone on Friday.
Well, I mean, there's probably, you can go someplace if you're a single guy, and I'm sure there's some girls that are lonely looking for a Valentine. I'm sure that might be a good night to hook up with somebody.
Pledge, is Valentine's a good single guy night?
Day before Valentine's.
Day before.
Desperation Day.
Desperation Day. All
So
right.
Thursday.
Which is, we're going to be at the Roo Pub on Thursday.
Well, it's a perfect place to go.
I had no idea that was the reason why, but, the cosmic forces said, where you need to be on a Thursday?
Desperation
That's where
Day.
Pledge will be. Desperation Day. I've never heard that term before.
I haven't either, but I like it.
Not in
and
association.
It makes sense.
It does.
So you got Valentine's Day the next day. She gets a gift and then dumps your ass the next day. So what is Saturday? Dump your ass day?
Mm-hmm. JT Jimenez says, I'm in the doghouse because I was out of town for work this past weekend and forgot her birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem, dude.
So if you want to win this gift card, a $350 Diamond Glow facial from Dr. Connie Hires, you got to call in and tell your story, not just write it on YouTube. This is a call-in.
And we're going to keep track of that throughout the show, correct?
Correct. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Spurs get a win last night, but it was less than impressive. Let's talk about it. Here on The Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast? Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They details.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Doghouse Day for a lot of you. We're helping you get out of it because apparently a lot of you are in the doghouse with Valentine's Day coming up. We'll get to the Spurs. But throughout the show today, we're taking calls to help you get out of the doghouse. A Diamond Glow facial valued at $350 from Dr. Connie Heyer's Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. Now, honestly, I read what this is. There was a little video that I watched. Looks relaxing. I don't know what any of that stuff means. I read it. Cool. Although Alexandra on our YouTube page, like, guys, that's a hell of a gift. Get that for your ladies.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's all we need to know. Maybe you should get one, Minix.
Get one what?
A facial.
For
yourself.
Ah, sure.
I mean, you know. It can't hurt, buddy. I'm just saying.
Well, it says it's not painful. It looks relaxing.
It looks very relaxing. I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
Probably some nice, stuff on your face to make it all hydrated and stuff.
There's all of that good
and
stuff.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of. So you're gonna feel.
So if you're trying to get
like
out of the doghouse, throughout the show we'll take calls, and towards the end of the show we'll pick a winner. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Rick, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, man. I didn't know I was trying to get out of the doghouse. I just knew that I had to make up for something right away.
Uh-oh. What is it?
I had a little abdominal strain, I guess, if you want to call that, on one of my first dates with this girl who I was trying to woo. and hopefully be in her best regards for Valentine's Day. But a little too much fun and a little too much remorse for what happened over Super Bowl weekend led me to having not the best of issues when it came time to making her feel like a winner, I guess.
So, wait a minute. So how did you strain your abdominal? Was that trying to make her feel like a winner, or that's beforehand?
That's probably a bit of both. I was crying a whole lot for the Eagles winning. I can't stand saying that. And she was actually rooting for the Eagles. And a lot of things got confused. And I still wanted to show up and do a good thing for her. And it didn't end up happening. But we're still...
So you were like the Kansas City offense for the first 3 quarters.
You couldn't perform, huh? Is that what you're saying?
It was a performance issue, to say the least.
Okay,
3
I
and
got
out,
you.
huh? And you still have a chance at another opportunity with this one?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. As long as I can provide.
If you got a $350 facial, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yes, a $350 facial sounds amazing.
It was for her, not for you. You realize that, right?
No, not for me.
But after she is done, she's going to the offensive, and she's going to be like Jalen Hurts the other night. You know, it would be unstoppable for you.
I've got some. I got some good OCs in the back in the back court waiting for me. So I got plenty of new advice.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, Rick, you're on the list, buddy.
Pledge, make sure you get his phone number. Rick is, well, he was caller 1.
I was looking for the noodles.
We'll call him.
I don't know what. I'm not sure what happened to Rick.
That's the clubhouse leader there. And you might need to go to the website, synergenicshealth.com. They can help with some of those issues as well. Gabe, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah, so I'm like perpetually in the doghouse. It doesn't end. You know what I mean? Like, so I met my now fiance 2 years ago, and we were just supposed to be buddies. We were just supposed to be friends. You know, I was supposed to be the bedroom bed buddy. You know, for the weekend.
Oh, I got you.
Sure.
And, all right. Friends with benefits.
So so it wound up neither one of us wanted a relationship. But we wound up getting together, and so me trying to be transparent, trying to be up and open, I'm telling her, hey, you know what, man, what you're getting into, we're just buddies. I was open about all the women that I was seeing. I was open about, you know, everything.
Humble brag, my friend.
Yeah, and well, you know, just to keep it there, and so here we are, 2 years later, we're engaged. We bought a house together and everything, and, you know, I still get the scowl, and I'm in the doghouse because she'll remember, or something that I did will kick it all the way back to then. Well, yeah, I remember you said this, and you did this, and you know what I mean? So I'm, like, steady in that doghouse, man. Like, it'll just be like we'll watch a movie.
So hang on, Gabe, just understand a couple of things here. You were just friends with benefits. Now you're engaged. Are you still seeing other people, or those rules?
No.
But she 2 years later is bringing up stuff that you did before she was in your life.
Well, dude,
yes,
that's never
sir.
changing. That never changes, dude. Just get ready for it.
And I'm like, okay, you know, yeah. And it's like we'll watch a movie, she'll see something on Facebook, whatever, and all of a sudden she'll turn and give me that look, you know, like I'm like, oh God, you know.
That's the rest
I'm like,
of your
yeah,
life,
okay,
bro.
here.
Wow.
For real, right?
That's the rest of your life.
And I'm thinking, well, this facial, at least, you know, when she turns and gives me the scowl, at least, like, her skin will be glowing.
Wow.
It'll be nice. You know, because, I mean, it's going to be there forever, but, hey, at least it'll get me, you know, give me a couple of days of sunshine out of the doghouse, right?
Dude, wait a second, Gabe. I hope she's not listening to this, because if she is, and you said, does her face normally not shine? I mean,
no.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to be careful, Gabe. It's a radio station. A lot of people listening to you.
Oh God, you're right about that. I didn't think. You see, that's my problem. I don't think.
Well,
that's obvious, man. But we knew that at the start of this call.
Yeah.
You're engaged to be friend with benefit. You understand how that sounds, right?
Yes, I do. But hey, man, you know what? It's like when you least expect it and you don't want it, it comes and bites you right in the butt.
See?
You know?
Yeah. Again, I mean, it sounds so lovely. I mean, like the over-under on how long this marriage is going to last, man. Like everybody listening right now is saying, we'll take the under. Take the under.
No,
take the under.
Lose, man.
Gabe, pledge to get some info from you. Again, if you think you're in the doghouse, or you've just put yourself in the doghouse constantly like Gabe, 210-656-ESPN, 656 3776.
These guys are in trouble.
Big time.
Holy cow.
Gabe. All those divorce attorneys that are listening right now.
Yeah. They're going to call Pledge.
Those that advertise.
Call him Pledge right now. Hey, can I get that
Yeah, give me that
number?
Gabe's number, man.
Yeah.
Put that thing on retainer. There's still time.
It's going to be fun today.
Oh, yeah.
Doghouse stories.
Oh, my goodness. Spurs last night get a win. They surpassed last year's win total.
Wow, how about that? Let's have a parade.
Hey, you know what? You got to celebrate the small victories. They took a step, because it's all about the next step.
Stop it.
Last night's game. Now, I will admit, I went to dinner last night.
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday. Went to dinner, and I looked at the score by the time, because the game started at 6. So by the time we get to the restaurant, it's around 7. I'm looking at the score going, okay, this is going the way I think it should go. I enjoy a fantastic dinner, and I check my score, and now it's a tight game. I'm like, I'm not surprised, because it's what the Spurs do, except it was against Washington.
Washington sucks. I mean, they're in the tank big time, and you can tell. And last night, but they look good. I'm the same way. I'm watching this game going, all right, it was close at the beginning. I get that, no problem. And then the Spurs go on a run. They pull it out, double-digit lead, and then they just let Washington come right back. And they come back, and then it's a tight game throughout, right? No more than about 6-8 points. Spurs were always ahead. They never would let Washington get over the hump, but it just – and then finally there toward the end, they pull away and get the 10-point win.
Now, De'Aaron Fox hasn't been here long enough to be overly frustrated. But, man, this dude sounded frustrated last night after the game.
2 of my 3 games, we've been up 20. And both of those games turned into one-possession games, and obviously we won one and we lost one. And I said at some point we have to figure out how we want to play with the lead. Whenever you get up 20, or even when you're at 15, how can you get us to 21 rather than back down to 8? And a lot of what we do is going to be on the defensive side. We won 3 of the 4 quarters, but that second quarter is what got them back in the game. And if we finish that quarter better, now they're going into halftime thinking something totally different. So as a team, we have to be able to figure out, how we do that.
I totally agree with that. And maybe a little frustration there, but, that is frustrating. You play well, you get out to a big lead. A couple of things bother me about last night. I'm glad they got the win. That's great. They should beat Washington, no problem. They didn't cover the spread, so if you bet the Spurs, you lost.
Told you not to.
I did not.
I
didn't
told you not to.
I didn't have the stones to bet Washington either. Although now I wish I would have.
131, 121 was 11.5.
It was
close.
It depends on it was no lower than 10.5 I saw. So either way you lose. Couple of things. Devin Vassell didn't play all that well last night. Didn't shoot the ball well. Why? And please help me with this, Spurs fans. And I know everybody out there is a Stephon Castle fan. Why is Castle playing 20 minutes? Why? Tell me, please. I don't get it. And he's 7 for 9 from the field. He scored 16 points in those 20 minutes, but he only plays 20 minutes.
I've got a video up on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram at SA Sports Star. And I talk about his 16 off the bench. Is it time to send Chris Paul to the bench and put Castle in the starting lineup?
Yes.
And, well, I say yes, but I'm a little conflicted, honestly, because I like the energy and what he brings with that second unit.
Well, if he would play, he only played 20 minutes.
All right. I mean, Keldon only played 11, and he sucked in those 11 minutes. Chris Paul did have 9 assists last night, but only 8 points. Devin, off shooting night. The fact that he took 9 shots last night, I'm fine with that. Devin needs to be somewhere probably between 12 and 15 shots anyway, but with Fox there trying to figure out the distribution. As long as Wemby's getting the most shots in most games, I'm good with it. You know, you were bitching about Wemby and his three-point shooting in the last game. Last night, he was 5 of 8.
It was good last night.
Well, again, and I'll take it, right? Because that is what Wemby is as a basketball player. He is a three-point shooter. When he's missing a bunch of them, we all get mad. But in reality, that is his game.
That's fine. But I also thought, because we had this discussion last year, that he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. Spurs play no defense, including Wemby. I mean, they didn't last night. All right, I'll put it that way. I mean, you're taking on a Washington team that has already that's already thrown the towel in for the season, and you allow these guys to come back. Somebody's got to play some defense on this ball club. They've got nobody to play defense, and that's an issue. That's a problem. Chris Paul certainly does not. He never has. But I mean, that's the problem when you're giving up 20-point leads. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out you're not playing defense. It's just that simple.
And what sucks is they don't play defense, but they go in those droughts and the defense seems to get worse. It makes no sense. It doesn't. And that's where you come back and, man, I don't like hammering Mitch Johnson. Guy's thrown into a position he wasn't ready for. But the longer he's interim coach, the worse it looks. At the beginning, I thought he was doing a good job, all things considered. Now it's like, at some point, call a time. At some point, draw up this play. At some point, and it's frustrating.
It's extremely frustrating. Spurs had an 18-point lead early in that game, 28-10. And by halftime, it's a 3-point game or something like that. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. And if De'Aaron Fox is frustrated, I don't blame him. I honestly do not blame him because I'm watching it thinking, all right, they're up 18. This game's over. They're going to win by 30. And then the lead just disappears.
It's not what the Spurs do.
Poof.
All close games. All of them.
Unbelievable.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Got some NFL news to get into, and if you are trying to get out of the doghouse, trying to win that prize, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. More of your calls coming up. If you've got a line, do not hang up. We will get to your calls throughout the day here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, when's the last time you had somebody come out and check your roof to make sure that it was okay? If it's been a while, you need to get Stevens Roofing on the phone and get them out there. They're going to do a free roof inspection, especially, look, with all the weather we've had, right? Because we know how hot it is here in the summertime. The storms in the spring, which we're about to face, it rained like hell today. My goodness, that was something. The little thunderstorms coming in today. And then, of course, we had the freezing temperatures that we had to deal with just a few weeks ago. You know, Texas weather certainly does not do anything halfway, and your roofer shouldn't either. Stevens Roofing certainly doesn't. They go 100% for every job. Look, let's face it, Texas roofs are not designed for winter weather. When the ice and snow melt, water, well, it's going to seep into those little cracks. Then it's going to refreeze, and that creates bigger cracks, and it certainly could damage your roof. Look, your roof is a pretty important part of your house. It protects everything that you love, most importantly, your family. So now is not the time for a DIY fix. Call Stevens Roofing today for that free roof inspection. The number to call is 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Look, don't let Texas weather catch you off guard. Call Stevens Roofing. Do it right now, 210-785-0994. Your roof keeps you safe, and Stevens Roofing is here to make sure you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That phone number again, 210-785-0994.
The Morning Huddle.
It's almost like they zoned high schools based on socioeconomic status.
We sum you up.
And it's like
Harlandale and McCullum, there's some crossbreeding in there. They're kind of the same, kind of different.
A little bit. Then
So
you have
go,
Alamo Heights.
You
right?
went to Harlandale? What side of Roosevelt you from? You went to East Central, so you're a cowboy who thinks he's black. I got you. I'm with you.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be... Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
South Texas. Get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Semenix. On the radio, maybe you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate that. A lot of people commenting on YouTube. Saw Vince, he's back from Vegas. Said Circa is great.
It is.
Might be the most honest thing we've ever heard from old Vince. Of course, we're going to be at Circa Las Vegas in March for Mega March. Circa Las Vegas, broadcasting the show live, the Blitz live there March 27th and 8th, that Thursday, Friday. Then, of course, we're staying for the weekend because it's the second round of the tournament and opening day of Major League Baseball.
Woo!
We can save you some money as well when you go to circalasvegas.com. It says promo code, type in the word Blitz, and that's going to save you 20% on your rooms that weekend. So you want to go to Vegas with us? Circa Las Vegas, promo code Blitz, book your flights, and let's go.
Do it now. Do it now. I just saw again another Southwest is having another sale.
They are.
Right now.
They are.
It's a good time to book those flights and come join us in Vegas. We're going to have a great time. We always do.
Absolutely. Saints officially have a coach. There's some Cowboys stuff to get into. All of that before 3, but we're also taking calls from dudes that are in the Doghouse. We're trying to help you out because Valentine's Day is Friday, and we have a $350 valued Diamond Glow facial from Dr. Connie Hires, plastic surgery and med spa, that we're giving away, but we're taking calls throughout the show. If you're in the Doghouse, tell us your story, and we're gonna help somebody out today. John, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
We're good. How are you doing? Doesn't sound like you're doing too good if you're in the Doghouse.
No, the thing is I have this idea, and I just need to know what you guys think about it. So I think it's romantic if I were to go ahead and get these rose petals and sprinkle it all up from the driveway all the way up to the bedroom and on the bed. And then when she comes in, I'm going to come out holding a vacuum cleaner for her to.
Well, you subscribe to the Jason Minix Valentine Day special. That's good.
No,
that's awesome.
It was Christmas. She asked for the vacuum cleaner, and I got her the very specific one she wanted, and there were no rose petals involved.
Christmas.
John, that would be a great path to the Doghouse. I can tell you that from experience. Because even though that's what she wanted, and I got her exactly what she wanted, that was still a bad idea.
Yeah. I know. I'm a long-time listener for you guys. I love it. I'm a lingerer on the stream on YouTube. So I'm the one with the little black dog.
Sure.
So you know who I am then.
Sure. All right, John.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, good luck.
Buddy.
Don't do that. Stay out of the Doghouse.
Yeah, don't do that. Not a good idea.
Guys, be a better caller than John. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. That would be a bad idea all the way around.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints make it official, the worst-kept secret over the last week and a half. Lil Kellen Moore officially a head football coach.
How about that? Super Bowl champion Kellen Moore is now a head coach of the New Orleans Saints, and very excited about that. He put out a statement. Apparently, he flew back to Philly with the team, and is planning to fly back to New Orleans now to make this official in the next day or two. Problem is, Philly has their parade on Friday. Will Kellen Moore be a part of the parade on Friday?
Oh, probably, and let's face it. He's a head football coach now. He's not flying on Southwest. He ain't flying on American. He's flying private. So, little jet up and a little jet back. Just Mrs. Benson, I need the plane. Here you go, Coach.
Yeah, I'm sure that's all this. He was very happy and very thankful to the Benson family and the Saints organization for the trust they have placed in him. And I'd also like to thank the Philadelphia Eagles for an incredible 2024 season.
It was.
Yes.
It was. They even tweeted out, "Thank you, Kellen Moore." A picture of him. Can't believe old little Kellen Moore's a head football coach.
How about that? We'll see how he does. He's got a lot of work to do in New Orleans, but
I'll never forget that scream when he broke his leg right in front of you and me out in Oxnard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he screamed.
He did.
Oh, it hurt. Hurt me thinking about it.
Well, dude, I'd have screamed too.
Oh, yeah, it was nasty. Literally right in front of us. I got some great photos of it. I won't share, but that dude's a head football coach.
Head football coach. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And he's Super Bowl champion, by the way.
So let's go back. The former Mike McCarthy offensive coordinator left and went to a Super Bowl and won it. Former defensive coordinator left and is the head coach in Washington and made it to an NFC championship game. Now both of them are head coaches, and Mike McCarthy's unemployed.
How about that?
Okay.
What does that tell you?
I'm just saying. It's, what do you do? What do you do? Instead, you're looking at the Cowboys and going, how are they going to fix this thing? And it's mock draft season. I say this every year. I hate mock drafts. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them, especially on February 11th because we're going to get 78,000 more of these things. But I'm consumed by them. I hate them, but every time I see one, I look. All right, what do you think? All right, I like this guy. He agrees with me. This guy's an idiot. There's no way they're doing that. And we're in that part of the season. But what they all tell you is other people's opinions on what the Cowboys need, which is a lot. ESPN has one today. What I like about it, it's different. Yahoo's today has the Cowboys taking Ashton Genty, which I wouldn't be mad at, but I'm against, right? I'd be thrilled with an Ashton Genty, but I don't want the Cowboys to take Ashton Genty. There's too many other running backs they could get later, and they've got other holes that they could fill. My reasoning a little different than what Emmett told us last week when he was on the Blitz on Radio Row, but kind of similar. I mean, you draft Ashton Genty and you don't fix all the other stuff, he won't be successful.
That's completely right.
And but will the Cowboys? Oh, we didn't have a running back last year, so this year we're going to overcompensate. They could do that.
I hope not. I really do.
But on ESPN, I like what they've got the Cowboys taking, and that's a big old defensive back because that is what they're going to need and be available at number 12.
Well, there's one problem with that, man.
Well, he's 6'2". He's got incredible ball skills, 9 career interceptions. Probably the best at his position in the class.
Right.
Eberflus runs a lot of zone. I don't know if Diggs is going to be healthy. So what's the problem, Joe?
He comes from Michigan.
Here we go. He's a Michigan man.
The Cowboys have not done well with Michigan men. And so that would scare the hell out of you. Everything looks great. He's a cornerback, I think would be a great pick. Although, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm probably drafting either offensive or defensive line. However, if they go with a Will Johnson or a cornerback at that position, I wouldn't be upset by that. I think they're going to need it. You talk about Trayvon Diggs, and then you look at the other two. One who's a free agent in Lewis is going to become a free agent in March, Jordan Lewis, and Deron Bland has 1 year left on his rookie contract.
Bland has played extra. Deron Bland is one of those prime examples of the Cowboys hitting in the draft late in the draft. That's one of those, like Philly is loaded with guys like Deron Bland. Cowboys draft and develop. I expect Deron Bland to get paid. J. Lou, same thing. The question is, are they going to pay him? And, because you look at, until they restructure some things, you've got to figure out, Can the Dallas Cowboys get Micah's deal done early, keep Osi, and can you keep Jordan Lewis, who, by the way, is also a Michigan man? So not all of them are awful on the Dallas Cowboys. Jay Lou went to the University of Michigan, and he has played extremely well for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, there's one.
I'm just saying.
Mozzie Smith hasn't. Or what's the tight end's name?
Schoonmaker. And let's not forget Taco Charlton.
And that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michigan has not been lucky for the Cowboys.
I'm just saying. At one time back in 2017, Jay Lou was a third-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys out of the University of Michigan.
Well, maybe, just maybe, the cornerback position is good from Michigan. I don't know, but it wouldn't be a bad pick if you're talking about that. They need some help there in the defensive secondary. But when you look at it too, and look, I'm with you with Genty. I don't think that would be a good pick for the Cowboys, and I don't think it'd be a good pick for Ashton Genty either. For all the reasons Emmitt Smith told us last week at Super Bowl Radio Row, the Cowboys are just not ready for a running back. I don't care who it is. And we talked about Derrick Henry not being the Derrick Henry we saw in Baltimore had he come to Dallas. There's just some issues there that they need to fix. But I'm not sure that I would go cornerback. I think I might look at a weapon for Dak. A weapon on offense, something that he can do. I think the defense is in much better condition than the offense at this point in time.
I wonder, like on the Yahoo mock today, they got Ashton going number 12 to Dallas. At number 13, they've got the Miami Dolphins taking Kelvin Banks from Texas. If Banks is available, guy can play guard and tackle.
Yeah,
he's a first-round pick. In the ESPN one, I think Banks is gone before the Cowboys pick. He goes 10 to Chicago. And you've got that big old tackle from Ohio State, Simmons, that's there. You've got Booker, the guard from Alabama, that all of them are kind of in that area. And I know it's not sexy, and they've done offensive line a couple of times, but my goodness, if the Cowboys can do that and get one of those kind of offensive linemen as Zach Martin is on his way out, why wouldn't you do that, right? You got the Guyton, you got Tyler Smith. Could this be a replacement essentially for Terrence Steele? I like what they have in Cooper, and you could revamp that offensive line, all young, first-round types or second-round. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do, although it's not sexy. And Jerry's gone non-sexy a couple of times in recent years. Can he help himself? Because this draft is stacked with running backs and wide receivers. If I can get a first-round offensive lineman, that's where I'm going. If those guys are there at 12, that's the way I'm leaning right now.
And I am too. Offense or defensive line, one of the two. And that's why I think you let Genty go. You let him go somewhere else. There's going to be other running backs that you can take in the second or third round that I think will be, I'm going to say just as good, but are going to certainly be good. And look, I'm getting need right now. And the shiny object, when they got CD Lamb, they went for the shiny object. That's not what they needed at the time, but they did it. It worked out. If there is a player like that, I think the biggest wide receiver as a kid, is it from Arizona State, one of the two Arizona schools that everybody's talking about that could go pretty high in the draft. If there's somebody like that slips, by chance, then maybe take a chance.
The McMillan guy from Arizona. The Arizona State wide McMillan's stud. The one from Arizona State who didn't play in the playoff game or the Big 12 championship game, he's a stud. I don't think he's coming out this year, right? I'm trying to think of his name. I'm drawing a blank. The Arizona State guy that every Cowboy fan should want is Cam Scatterbo. That dude is a runner.
Well, he single-handedly almost beat Texas. I mean, he really did. And he had a hell of a game. I'm not even sure where he's been projected to go in some of these draft picks.
Second, third round. Jordan Tyson. Thanks, Pledge. Okay. And he's not coming out this year, right? He's pretty damn young. He's the one from Arizona State. Years from now, next year, that would be a possibility. But yeah, Scatterbo's probably second, third round guy, maybe. But just tough, short yardage. But he can break the long runs. I mean, hell, he played quarterback a little bit. He can almost do it all.
Well, he's a tough guy, that's for sure. I mean, he's one of those bangers. And I'm assuming he could be your bell cow. I'm not sure, but he would certainly be the banger that they tried to bring in Emmitt Smith. What's the other guy's name? Zeke Elliott.
How soon we forget.
Yeah, how in the world could I compare those two? Not even close.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Kevin's got some thoughts on what the Cowboys need to do on the draft. Kevin, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, you said it exactly. Draft an offensive line in the first round, go get Scatterboo in the second or third round, and you can fill out your defense in either the second or third round, whichever one you don't get Scatterboo. And I agree with you 100% on that. I'll hang up and listen to your thoughts.
Yeah, appreciate it, Kevin. And part of it, too, when we look at draft need, while they say right now they're not going to do anything different than they have in the past, they might fill some needs during free agency before we get to the draft. I know we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
That's the funniest thing you've said all day.
That is an option. It is an option.
It's always an option.
I mean, every other team seems to do it, but Dallas, I mean, free agency, maybe they fill some needs that way. Give me another wide receiver, but I know somebody sitting up there at the Star in Frisco is like, well, we used a draft pick for Mingo, so wide receiver's taken care of.
Hey, you're absolutely right. I could see that. Jonathan Mingo.
We gave up a draft pick for that. He's
a fourth rounder.
Yeah, but they don't mean anything because, we wasted Trey Lance's a fourth round on Trey Lance.
I'm actually surprised. Apparently, the Cowboys don't value the fourth round draft pick.
Dak is a fourth round draft pick. Dak Prescott.
There you go. Another example of a wasted pick.
Yeah, tell that to his bank account.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. And Dak was their second fourth-round pick that year. He wasn't even their first
That's right.
fourth-round pick that year.
And think about this, too. The Cowboys were pretty set at the time at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Romo, Kellen Moore, they had them. They were there, but yet they drafted another one. What happened to Jerry's philosophy of drafting quarterbacks?
Dude, it's crazy. And even when, Romo's hurt, little Kellen Moore, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, breaks his leg right in front of us. I'll have to pull up those photos. And we were sitting there in training camp going, well, who's going to be quarterback? Dak Prescott the day before was on the Blitz with Rob and I, and he was the rookie, I'm happy to be here guy. And there was debate, did they go with Jamil Showers? Nick Foles was available. Were they going to fly in Nick Foles? And Dak Prescott ran that first practice, and in practice number one, never forget it, he got into Des Bryant's face for running a bad route. And Jason Garrett was like, here's our guy. We're like, you're kidding. But that moment, you could see as soon as he was QB1 at practice, everything about Dak Prescott changed in the way the Cowboys talked about him. I'll never forget that. It was crazy.
Not only that, he looked good throwing the football. If you remember, he had a great rookie season. And he really did. Look, Dak Prescott, good quarterback. He's not a big game player, and that's the problem with him. He's not a big game player. Good regular season guy.
Yep.
If you need a regular season quarterback, Prescott's your man.
Mm-hmm. No playoff success. That's the problem. If you're in the Doghouse, guys, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Jalen, we see you there. We'll get your call coming up. You want to try to win? Tell us why you're in the Doghouse and you need our help getting out. We'll get you taken care of. Your calls coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And it is Valentine's week. And, guys, if you feel like you're lacking some energy, always a little moody, your libido isn't what it used to be, could be caused by low testosterone, don't wait. Go get tested. I recommend the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss because their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Best thing for you to do is book that initial appointment at synergenicshealth.com. Testosterone starts to decline in your 30s, so if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Go get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. They also offer affordable GLP-1 weight loss options, and current patients, Synergenics is offering a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. Get started, get that VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs got a win over the Wizards in Washington last night. Wemby and De'Aaron Fox led the way. Spurs are now 23-28. They return to action tomorrow in Boston. Well, things keep getting worse in Dallas. Multiple fans ejected in the second half of the Mavericks' 129-128 loss to the Sacramento Kings. They had a sign that read, "Fire Nico," a reference to their general manager, Nico Harrison.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always comment. Make sure you like and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Maybe you're listening online, sasportstar.com. Or if you go to sasportstar.com, you'll see some info on how you could register for our annual spring golf tournament coming up on April 14th, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Going to be playing out at the Golf Club of Texas, all benefiting the Pan American Golf Association.
That's going to be a lot of fun. But look, both tournaments are fun. Heading back out to the Golf Club of Texas, so it's going to be a lot of fun with all the stuff they've done to improve that golf course.
I know. I'm going to play Saturday morning.
Yeah. You and Pledge?
And my buddy Andy and Rob Thompson.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Over under if Rob shows up when we tee off. Or will he be late?
Well, what about Pledge? You never know what kind of night he's going to have on Friday night.
I mean, it's not desperation day.
Well,
his Thursday night is going to be one thing. His Friday is going to be home alone.
Pledge could have, rug burns again.
Fine. I mean, I'm still showing up. It
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
negate the fact that I show up.
Drunk or not, right?
Yeah. Like,
all right, hungover or not.
The state I'm in is up for,
His energy level, his drive might be diminished. And that, quite frankly, is his goal.
Well, that'll be good. I wish I could join you. I will. I'll be at a gender reveal, though. Hey, woo-wee!
What?
Yes.
Yeah, keep saying that out loud.
Uh-huh.
You're missing golf with the boys that you said. You originally dude, we got to play golf, man.
I know.
We're back from the Super Bowl. Football is over. Let's go play golf. So reach out to Boa Golf Club of Texas. Yeah, man, we want to come play. All right, cool. Got it. Yeah, I can't play. I've got a gender reveal.
I do.
It's got to look at smoke.
Don't rub it in, fellas.
Just saying.
That may be a
see, here's the thing.
early morning drink fest.
What do you mean? They don't drink at these?
I have no idea what they do. I've been to one.
How many grandkids do you have?
Well, I've only been to one. It just happens to this particular daughter. She's a traditionalist.
Wait, hold on. So Casey's made to go to one of these before?
Yes. She's got a kid
You can't
already.
call her a traditionalist.
She's got a kid already.
Well, again,
I think somebody's throwing this for her.
Can't you just get a text that says what it is?
I would. Yeah, I could. I would love that. I'd get some cigars printed up. Remember I used to do it back in the.
I got cigars left over from the cigar party. If you need a cigar, I got you.
No,
I got more cigars than I'll ever be able to smoke.
Back in the old days, where you didn't know until the baby pops out, and then you they got a little wiggler. It's a boy. And then you get little cigars.
Yeah,
it's a boy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. You want to be surprised.
Well, that's traditionalist. You can't call Casey a traditional now if she's making you deal with this stuff.
Well, not anymore. It's not traditional to do that. Now it's traditional to have blue or pink smoke come out of something.
Good. Out of what?
Well, whatever.
So you're not going to be able to join us to play golf?
I can't.
I've already replaced you.
I know.
But I do have a ton of cigars.
So do I.
Yeah.
I got a bunch.
I've got plenty of cigars for Saturday, Pledge. Problem is at the cigar party. Because I know you got a bunch, I got a bunch. My kid got a bunch, so I've got a double bunch. Because,
well, you better give me some of them. You don't have a humidifier.
I don't. That's why I know I got to use them or go buy a humidor.
You should do that. I've got one. If you want to give them all to me.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to charge me rent?
No, I'm going to keep your cigars
forever and ever and ever.
You just take as many as you need for the golf course and give me the rest.
Yep. Yeah, I feel bad. I brought them in, and because I got Rob a shirt from New Orleans, and he got the shirt and some of the other stuff that they had, and I totally forgot to ask him if he wanted any cigars.
Is he a cigar guy?
Yeah, and I mean, kind of the way you are, the way I am. Not every day like some people, but
yeah.
Especially on a golf course, you've got to have cigars.
Sure, for
right?
the back nine.
Yeah. So
I can't do the front nine. Cigars get me high, and depending on the strength of the cigar, man, I'm like woo. Yeah,
man. Jalen must really be in the doghouse.
He must be.
Jalen's been on hold 35 minutes to talk about why he's in the doghouse trying to win this $350 valued Diamond Glow facial. Jalen, you're on the Blitz, man. Appreciate your patience.
How you got? No problem. How you guys doing? I'm an everyday listener, so I'm just listening to the show like normal.
Well, appreciate that,
you, man.
Jalen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, so I'm in the doghouse because a few months back, my wife got a ticket, but she's done everything but take care of this ticket. I'm talking shopping, getting whatever she needs done, everything. So we get some notices in the mail that this ticket's getting serious. And so I'm like, why haven't you taken care of this? You've done A, B, and C, but take care of this. She gets upset. So now I have to use the money I was going to use for her Valentine's Day gift on the ticket. So when I said what I was saying, I had a little attitude, so I'm in the doghouse.
Well, I mean, honestly, Jalen, it's her fault, right? I mean, that's what I would say. Hey, darling.
Hey, darling.
You didn't take care of that ticket. I had to use our Valentine's Day money. Now we're screwed.
Yeah, but, they don't want to hear that.
No,
so
they don't.
I'm in the doghouse. She's upset that I'm upset. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah, no, she's more upset that you got on her about it because you admittedly had some attitude.
You notice how we're good at telling Jalen how to talk to his wife? I'd have never talked to mine like that.
Hey, man, that's why I kind of cut my mouth quick, too, because I saw myself getting out of line a little bit.
I hear you, man. It happens. It happens, buddy. Well.
Yeah.
All right, Jalen.
Talk to Pledge.
Yep, give Pledge some info. You're in the running. You're in the running.
Yes.
It's your wife's fault, but you still have to come up with a W.
It's all right. It's never the wife's fault, is it?
No, the wife's, it's always her fault.
Well, it is, but,
right?
but you can't say that.
Again, if you want to get the W, which you do, you still have to come through one way or the other. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're doing today. Boy, we're running late. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
There's too much in the Headline Blitz to skip through it today. I don't know what the hell is going on in Dallas, but Mavericks fans.
Well, they're pissed.
Well, they should be, but what is Dallas doing? Does Dallas not have a PR department? I mean, you had the owner trashing Luke on his way out. Then you had the security taking signs down. All right, I can get, hey, put that sign down that said fire Nico. Then they put a fan last night on the Jumbotron who mouthed fire Nico,
yes.
And they kicked that guy out of the building.
It's really sad. What happened to fans can say whatever they want? I mean, I don't have a problem with fire Nico.
Uh-huh.
He should be fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fact. And they're saying it violates the NBA's code of conduct.
No, that doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's that was worse. That was far worse than Greg Popovich grabbing a microphone and telling fans in San Antonio not to boo, too.
That's not who we are. Knock off the booing.
No,
Knock
that's
it
who we
off.
are. You're allowed to boo.
Yes.
You're allowed to, as long as you didn't say, the guy said fire Nico. I know the man's apparently got some death threats. He didn't say kill Nico. Fire Nico, that should be allowed.
It should be. And just, I think that was a woman who mouthed that at the Jumbotron.
It was a dude.
It was a guy?
Yeah.
All I saw was 2 women. Maybe they didn't kick them out.
The viral video I saw was a dude.
Well, the dude shouldn't have been kicked out either. So the most ridiculous trade, it's malpractice at best.
Well, but
what a
lot of people
trade.
were kicked out of the arena. So maybe you saw some other ones.
I don't know.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Got to be careful with this one, but the headline of Headline Blitz. Oh, Elon changed his Twitter profile earlier today to Harry Balls.
Is it Bowls or Balls?
Well, B-O-L-Z. I think it's Harry. And then his profile, it just said circumcisions at a discount, now 69% off. Now, it was up for several hours.
69?
It was up for several hours.
It was up.
Pun intended. I'm glad somebody didn't get that.
He's changed it back.
He has changed it back. I don't know if he lost his Super Bowl bet, but I'm sure you guys have all seen this Instagram video that's been rolling around for, since the beginning of Instagram, because this dates back to 2011 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And you could Google this, too, because I wanted just to verify this was real. So when I see, he changed it to Harry Balls, all I thought is he just finally saw this Instagram video.
A former Fort Wayne mayor is getting some national attention. Thousands of people voted online to name the new city-county building in his honor.
But that probably won't happen because of his name. News Channel 15's Don Austin is here to explain.
Well, Heather, Mark, the people voted, and the top pick so far with more than 10,000 votes is the Harry Balls Government Center, named after one of the city's longest-serving mayors. But not everyone's on board with that name.
Well, Harry Bales apparently was a great mayor.
Oh, Harry
That's what
Bales.
If you read the comments, actually, people are very serious about what he did as mayor. The family was, it's part of our history. I think it's part of the history we're proud of.
To pick the new name for the building, people went over to feedbackfortwayne.org. They made suggestions and voted. The overwhelming front runner was the Harry Balls Government Center.
Now this guy, the reporter says Harry Balls. The person interviewed Bowls.
Well, it's B-A-A-L-S.
Balls.
Whatever. He was the mayor from 1934 to 47, and again from 51 to 54. They did change the name of the street to just H. Balls Drive. So maybe Elon just finally saw that video cross his Instagram feed.
Well, this is the second time he's done this, Elon I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He back in 2023 did the same thing. And then, so it must mean something to him. I don't know.
Well,
maybe the guy.
You're a dumb butt.
Time for him to order his Manscaped.
Maybe he likes.
Get the lawnmower 2.0.
Maybe he likes old Harry. Who knows?
Well, it is Valentine's week. Everybody needs to get out the lawnmower 2.0.
Dude, if I had as much money as Elon Musk, I would change my Twitter handle daily to just stuff that would piss people off.
Sure.
I would.
Sure.
Dude, he's got plenty of money. He doesn't give a damn what I think or you or anybody else.
No.
Harry Balls.
Pledge, why are you pulling up the Manscaped? Because it's at 5.0 now? Okay, cool. I don't know what the differences are between the 2.0, which I have, or this 5.0, but...
Well, the motor. It cuts heavy grass.
Remember when they sent those to us? Rob was all pissed because his boys were trying to steal it.
Oh. Wait, who sent those to you, and where was I?
Well, it was before you were here.
What
It was
the
the
hell?
Manscaped people sent them.
Well, you need to get them back on the line.
Yeah.
The 5.0 Ultra is the next gen growing groomer.
Yeah, okay.
Next gen.
Yeah. Pledge got one.
Huh. I didn't get one of those.
No.
So I just have to live with...
Well... There's only one person that's worried about it, and if it were a problem, you would have one. That's the idea. It is the Blitz here on 94.
You know, people don't understand how we have to tread lightly. Now I have to live with H-balls.
You don't have to.
Oh.
I mean, it's that time of year, man. You know, you've got the rough and you got the greens, man. Every
It's time to cut them short, isn't it? They roll better that way.
Golf season.
Wow. It was hairy. It was.
You're a dumb butt.
Indy Kalu in about 15 minutes, I hope.
Wonder if he changed his handle.
A lot of people watched the Super Bowl. More people watched halftime. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, plus more of your calls if you're trying to get out of the Doghouse. For Valentine's Day, we will get you or potentially get you taken care of. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro, especially if you need caps made. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112-style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America in stock. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm. See store mattressfirm.com for details.
The Aggies play here. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on Twitter at Joe Reinagel 2-0. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. The station at SA Sports Star. Same for Instagram. Give us all a follow.
Absolutely. Please do so.
Interact there. The phone number, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Guys, if you're in the Doghouse, Valentine's Day is Friday. We want to help you out. We are giving away a Diamond Glow facial valued at $350 from Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
Very cool gift. I'm going to tell you what, I can't imagine any lady out there would not be thrilled to get something like that. So if you're in the Doghouse, you need a Valentine's Day gift, well, we got you covered.
We've got you covered. You just got to call in and tell us why you're in the Doghouse. We're keeping track. And end of the show, we are going to pick a winner. Got a couple of people right now maybe tied. We'll have to discuss.
I would say, we're going to have to check it out.
I looked it up. I've been sent info on it. I don't know what it means, but I know she's going to love it.
She's going to love it.
She's going to love it.
I got Alexandra's stamp of approval. So that ought to, anybody that's listening on YouTube or is listening on the radio, you've heard us mention Alexandra.
Yep.
She's a staple in our YouTube chat. So, see, she even just said, dang, wish her boyfriend was in the Doghouse. Well,
you mean he's not?
It won't be long, Alexandra.
Yeah.
He will be.
He's not? Huh. 126 million people watched the Super Bowl.
How about that? It was a record, wasn't it?
It was another record.
Yep.
And part of it's how they're able to track even more data. But I'm impressed that even with a crappy game, that they were able to hold that kind of number.
It wasn't a crappy game.
It was a lopsided blowout game.
It was a brilliant performance by the Philadelphia Eagles.
It was, but it was not a good game. It was a dominant performance by one team. It was a blowout. Although I will say, talking to my mother last night, she watched the entire game.
See that?
She wanted to see the commercials.
Well, sure.
And apparently she doesn't like Patrick Mahomes. Go figure. I don't know. I'm impressed that, one, that my mom watched the whole thing, and two, she stayed awake for the whole thing. And then continued to bitch about the commercials. But I digress. A lot of people watched. A lot of people stayed with it. The halftime performance is pretty incredible. 133.5 million people watched the halftime. That is a record.
Doesn't surprise me, though, right? Because I think, and I don't know how they judge that. Are people just turning on their TV to watch the halftime performance?
There are a lot of people that apparently did that. Or, I mean, because the 126 is an average. It peaked at like 135, and
right.
you go from there. The other one that I saw that was pretty crazy when you think about the halftime show from Kendrick is Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance currently has the same amount of views it took Usher 11 months to reach.
Wow.
K-Dot did it in a day. So when you're going back and rewatching it on YouTube and other places, that is pretty insane. Although I know a lot of people listening right now didn't get the halftime show. I'm one of them. It's been explained to me. It makes a little bit more sense now, but I don't understand the whole beef that was going on. But if you read it almost like, I don't know, if I'm reading about name a sport you know nothing about, and they're going through the play-by-play, wow. All right, cool. But I wasn't on the inside, so watching it, I didn't get it in the moment.
I didn't get it in the moment either. And again, it's I'm not who they were looking for. So I had some food and a cocktail at that time. So missed a lot of it. Saw some of it. And Samuel L. Jackson was cool though. I did like the way he was doing it. But I think there was a message throughout that whole thing.
Well, the whole
right?
thing was a message,
right?
Yeah.
And I don't think it was all just to Drake, right? It was.
No, I think it was all Drake.
There were different messages.
As we are trying to help people out of the doghouse, with what I'm reading on my screen here, holy crap. Greg, you're on the Blitz, man. What the?
Yes, long-time listener. So on Super Bowl Sunday, my wife has a twin sister, and she had told me she had surprise people coming over for the game. So I had to work real quick. So when I came home from work, I see my wife in the kitchen. So I was like, hey, babe, grabbed, I kind of tapped in her butt. So I went to the bedroom to go take a shower, and my wife was in the bedroom. So I kind of grabbed my sister-in-law's butt because they're twin sisters. So she ended up telling my wife, and the whole Sunday I was in the doghouse. My wife didn't say nothing to me.
Well, dude, I'm just curious, Greg. How do they compare? Are they twin heinies too?
No, they have the exact same physique. Everything's the same.
There you go.
Really tell them apart.
But I mean, is one squishier than the other?
They're about the same. They both work out.
Okay.
So you tapped it and didn't notice, huh? Now
I didn't notice.
Hold on. Now the sister,
grab,
Greg, the sister in the kitchen. You go in and you slap her on the ass. She didn't say anything.
No, because I was ready to go take a shower because it was I had 2 hours before the game, and my wife wanted me to cook some burgers and sausages in the grill, so I was kind of take a quick shower before people started coming over, and all hell went loose, So now I sleep downstairs in the man cave.
Wow.
I don't sleep with my wife.
So she's really upset by this, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, wait. I want to go back. So the sister didn't say dude.
Well, she could have. No, both of them were kind of upset with me. But they didn't want to make a scene during the game, because we had people over. So, and my sister-in-law, she lives out of town. My sister-in-law lives in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So she's engaged, but it was like a quick. Like when you go to the store real quick, you don't realize you're grabbing the wrong beer because it's halftime and you're watching the game and you run out of beer. You just go grab some real quick and come back. That's how it was, and so I didn't really enjoy the game too much because I was in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm. Little flyby slap, and it was the wrong one.
Wow, that's all right.
Well, I didn't really slap it. I kind of grabbed it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you do, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Give the wife a nice little squeeze there, and that's a love thing. But I get it, dude. I mean, nobody's mad at you.
Well, apparently there's a couple people mad at him.
Well, that's all right. They'll get over that.
Greg, hang on, Pledge. We'll get some info from you.
Dude, I mean, it's not his fault.
Well, damn well that's one of his fantasies.
Well, of course it is. Steve. Or both at the same time.
Yeah,
the
obviously.
double mint twins.
Yes. Good Lord.
Two sisters. How did that go? That might predate you, buddy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There used to be a double mint commercial where the twins were, it's two something in one. I don't know.
Indy Kalu will join us coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow, Thursday, the Blitz live out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. What'd you call it, Pledge? Desperation Day? It's Desperation Day. And look, there's a lot of great reasons to get into the Rue Pub. This is just another one because there's always talent there, if you know what I mean, along with great food and the best place to go watch any game. And when you get to the Rue, like I said, go hungry. The food, fantastic. The biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the bison burger and the original Wemby burger. Love the fried shrimp there. Their chicken sandwich is great. The hot dogs, great appetizers, great salads. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, taking on the world champs. We're talking about Spurs Boston.
And Texas and Texas A&M both in action last night. How'd they do? We'll talk about it all. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney.
This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. What do you think, man? Last Tuesday, we were on Radio Row.
Exactly. So we're not going to be at Root Pub tomorrow. We're going to be at Root Pub Thursday. Why am I thinking today's Wednesday?
I have no idea.
I'm just ready for the weekend already?
Already, yes, apparently.
So today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Thursday is Desperation Day.
Okay. We're supposed to be doing this giveaway today, right?
Yes.
Or is it Wednesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
All right.
Yes.
You'd think I'd go to a meeting. I got the email.
What do you think? But I got you.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I got you.
You know why I know it's not Wednesday?
How's that?
Hump day?
We didn't do it last week.
No, we didn't.
I don't know if we're going to do it.
Well, I was thinking I got to come up with something fresh. Right? I've been doing Hump Day now for, 3 years?
So you don't want to do it anymore?
I didn't say that.
Day?
I didn't say that. It's possible.
Okay.
But if I can come up with something fresh with the camel in mind. And we can't dump the camel.
I don't know what you want to do with the camel besides that.
Well.
There's nothing else that could possibly.
We'll see.
Your creativity and a camel, I'm afraid.
I'll get the...
I'm afraid. We might need a poll.
Everybody was impressed with my moves here when I got up. See, I guess we were still on camera.
Moves?
Well, when I got up during that last break to go...
pee?
Well, I'll go walk around a little bit.
You had to pee.
Yeah, I did. First time during the show, though.
Today?
Everybody, yeah, look at
All
this.
right.
All right, we're drinking water in a big old jug. I mean, I don't know how big that is. That's like a 48-ouncer, isn't it?
Sure. Does it not say on there?
It's a lot of water.
It's on a Yeti.
It is.
It doesn't. I'm sure it holds a lot of water.
It
that's
holds.
for sure.
It holds a lot.
Holds a lot of water.
It's more than 32 ounces.
And Ryan goes 1 in, 1 out.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Got to stay hydrated.
Uh-huh.
So I get ready for the weekend.
Indy will join us in a few minutes. Rich people things.
Oh, is that right?
Finishing up a call with an investor should be done in 2 to 3 minutes.
Nice.
Then he'll call in.
Nice.
See, that's, when you're, I got a radio. Yes, sir. You're investing how much? All right. Yeah. The radio guys can wait.
Yeah, the hell with those guys.
Yeah, the radio the radio guys can wait. For the from the cheapest rich guy I know.
Well, we talked to a Philadelphia Eagle legend coming up in a moment.
Andy Kalu.
Yes.
Yes. Andy will join us here in a bit.
I wonder if he think they'd offer him a ring, a fake one?
We'll ask. What do they get? I mean, I'm sure he does get invited to things.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the inside joke, when they email or send something, they call him Andy.
Andy. Not Indy, but Andy.
Yes. Yes.
I bet he was wearing his Eagles jersey on Sunday and just.
I don't know.
I bet he was.
We will ask him. We will ask him. As soon as Pledge quits chit-chatting with the man, we can get him on the radio. Is he ready to go? He is ready. Philadelphia Eagle legend. Andy Kalu joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line as he's finished up his investor call. Did the call go well, my friend?
It actually did. It went really well. You know, I had to be buttoned up and talk all formal, but now I get to be myself with you two guys. So I feel better.
There you go. So are you Indy or Andy these days after Philadelphia won the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm just who? They're like, who are you? From what era? Oh, y'all lost in the Super Bowl? Oh, your team sucks. But no, all jokes aside, that was fun. I know for most fans, you know, watching, it was a boring game, but I mean, that entire game, my former teammates and I were just texting back and forth and just real excited. A couple of the guys were actually there. That was an exciting night for us.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell Minix, ND, and everybody else. I mean, he said, it was a boring game. I thought it was fantastic.
You just heard him say it was a boring game.
The performance that Philadelphia put on, no, he said everybody thinks it was boring.
Uh-huh.
The performance they put on was must-see TV.
No, I'm with you. I mean, and here, look, usually blowouts are boring, but when you're the underdog and you blow out the defending NFL Super Bowl champion, you blow out a team that is currently in the the stage of being in a dynasty. I think I'm with you. Like, just watching that defense, Cooper DeJean, the young cornerback with the pick six, Jalen Hurts beating you with his legs and his arm. Some of the plays, it's a blowout, but it was still exciting. And the reason I'm stumbling over my words, I'm still trying to put myself from the mindset of somebody who wasn't really rooting for either team, but just wanted to see a good game. But yeah, there were some good plays and some plays to get excited about. And here's the thing about Kansas City: even at halftime, you still wonder, like, I don't know if they score quickly, something may happen if the Eagles have come out the way they did. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Andy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz. You said you weren't rooting for either team, so you didn't have a party and wearing your old Eagle jersey?
No, so going into the game, my thought was, you know what, if Coach Andy Reid makes history, I'm excited because that's who I played for. I spent my 5 of my 6 years in Philadelphia with him, and I have the utmost respect for him. He's by far the best coach I've ever seen or been around. So I'm excited for him. But then obviously, you know what, the team that actually signed my checks, that's the Eagles, so I'll be excited for them as well. But I'm also what you might call a bandwagon fan. So after the first quarter, I was all Eagles. I was rooting for the Eagles, and I was like, oh, yeah, I told y'all the Eagles were going to win. But it was just one of those can't lose, can't win type of moments for me because either way, I was going to be happy for somebody, and I was going to be a little disappointed for somebody.
Indy, I figure a guy like you would really appreciate what that defensive line did. I mean, that defensive line was just unstoppable all day long, making Mahomes uncomfortable and chasing him out of the pocket. And they never blitzed. It was just those 4 guys. I tell you what, Philly's got a bright future when it comes to that defensive line.
And when you look at the play, it wasn't just the big names, the top 5 picks. Jalen Carter's a bona fide beast. The only other defensive tackle who may be better than Jalen Carter right now was playing for the other team, and Chris Jones. Like, Jalen Carter has emerged as a top 3 tackle in the NFL, but it was guys like Jalen Hunt from Houston Christian University. Like, that's a school right down the street from me that they don't have as many people in attendance as the high schools around here. So to see him not only make an NFL team, not only be allowed to dress out during the Super Bowl, but to make the plays that he made, that was exciting. Then you had, I believe his name was Williams, it escapes me. I think he had 2 sacks. So when you look at his story, this isn't some number 1 overall pick who was just, had success from day one. So I like that they've molded the guys. Their middle linebacker wasn't even a starter. He was an edge rusher for the Miami Dolphins. Then he turns into a middle linebacker for the Eagles, ends up starting and has an all-pro, not Pro Bowl, but all-pro season, and he made plays. So that's what made it cool, just watching the Philadelphia Eagles and their story. And you obviously have to bring up Hurts. I mean, from a guy who was benched on national TV in the college national game, handled it better than you could even script it in a movie, and for him to get his due and become a Super Bowl champion. I mean, I get I get the game was decided earlier than people would like to see, but when you start thinking of all the storylines, I thought it was pretty awesome.
I mean, in just dominating fashion. I wanted to see history. I didn't want to see Philly win, but when you play that way, I mean, the way that defense dominated, the way they were able to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes without a blitz, I'm trying to think of a dominating defensive performance like that. Who better to ask than you? What was Philly doing in the trenches that had the KCO line so confused?
Here's the thing. You don't need me to answer that. You saw it. It was a bunch of one-on-one pass rush moves, one-on-one battles, as we like to call it, and Philly was just dominating. So it's not like I'm going to sit up here and be like, oh, Jason, what they did, they were stunning through the A-gap with the middle linebacker, so they're taking attention away from the guard. No, they were just beating guys mano-a-mano. Like the Jalen Hunt kid that I brought up from Houston Christian University, I mean, some of his play, it was just bull rush. It was speed to bull, and he overpowered the tackle. There was one play where it was on one of the interceptions. He literally just bull rushed the tackle right into Patrick Mahomes' lap. Then there was another play where Jalen Carter beat his guy up to the middle, and it was just a regular old double swipe move. So, and look, their defensive coordinator is very good, Vic Fangio. He's actually one of the best. And everyone's talking about, oh, he's calling a great game. He literally is just saying, hey, y'all go beat the guy in front of you. Like, that's what it was. It wasn't like a bunch of like, oh, he showed blitz here, but then, he ended up dropping the safety back and he fooled the quarterback. As far as the front four, Joe said it, like they weren't even blitzing. So it wasn't like he was just calling this masterful game. I guess where you give him credit is that he had the confidence and he understood that his guys could beat their guys one-on-one, so he didn't get too cute.
Indy, what I found fascinating by that, and I guess I would be in the same situation, but you figure the best quarterback in the league right now in Patrick Mahomes, I don't think I've ever seen that guy as I don't want to say frustrated, but almost nervous in a lot of ways. I mean, he just had nowhere to go, and usually Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys that looks in control all the time, and Sunday, there were a lot of times he looked out of control.
No, you're right. I can't remember. Y'all probably know. I can't remember what game it was. Super Bowl. It was a couple of years ago, and I don't think it was when they beat the Eagles. But there was a year they were in the Super Bowl, and the defensive line was just killing his offensive line to the point where you're like, okay, after this game, the Kansas City Chiefs need to go revamp the entire offensive line. But he still looked like Patrick Mahomes. Like he was still making it work somehow. Like he was using his legs, buying himself some time, then he was getting crushed as he was throwing the ball. But you still felt like he could lead his team to victory. But this time it just felt like, man, he was defeated. It's almost like he knew there wasn't anything he could do to put the team on his shoulders and win.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the Super Bowl against Tampa, wasn't it, where he just got destroyed?
Yeah. And to the point where people thought, oh, that's a cheap shot. And it was like, no, that's not a cheap shot. That's a real shot. It was Tampa. It was Tampa. That D-line was just hunting.
It was. Yep. It was. You look at Kansas City, though, and unless they go out and do something in D, I mean, I would say if I'm the rest of the AFC, including the Houston Texans, you got to believe that maybe Kansas City is gettable next year.
No, absolutely. Especially not just this game, but this game definitely, gives the other teams confidence. I'll say it. It also exposed them, but just the entire season. Like this was one of those years where even after their victories, there being the Kansas City Chiefs, you think to yourself, this is a beatable team. It felt like the ball was bouncing their way the entire regular season. That's why they were able to win so many games under 7 points. But then in this game, it was like the ball's not just bouncing your way. The refs aren't just making calls to help you out. And the playing field was even, and the better teams didn't just win but dominated. But I feel like if the Kansas City Chiefs played a couple of teams, 4 times, they may go 2-2 or may even lose, 1-3 because other teams might be better. I think the Buffalo Bills, that's a team that can say, you know what, this team can be beat. Cincinnati Bengals, I know they had a down year because of the way they started, but the way Joe Burrow finished the season, I mean, why shouldn't they go into next season thinking that they can be the team as well? So I'm 100% with you.
Well, and I'm curious, where does Houston fall into that mix? Our new favorite, or my new favorite Houston Texan is a guy named Will Anderson Jr. He was on with us on Radio Row Friday. Just such a fantastic young kid with, so much personality, but his work ethic, his drive, second-year players, got the captain, everything. Like he's the kind of guy that can lead others and get to that point. But when you look at all the teams in the AFC, where does Houston stack up?
They're right up there with all the teams. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the offseason, and good job, giving Will Anderson his props. I mean, this is a guy, before the games, I like to watch the D-line just kind of warm up, just nostalgia. It reminds me of back in the day. And he always stands out. I'm like, man, he's going hard. And, in the pregame warm-ups. And that's, when I talked to D'Amico off mic, and he was like, man, the guy only truly knows one speed. Like, we say that a lot about a lot of people, but Will Anderson's one of those guys. He only knows one speed. And the fact that D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, tells veterans that they sign, hey, if you want to know what it means to be a Texan, just basically follow Will Anderson. To say that about a guy in year two, that's pretty special. So, yeah, he's a special type of guy, special type of player. And for the Texans, I think there's about 4 or 5 teams in the AFC going into next year that should realistically feel like they could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and I think the Texans are one of them. Now, that means there's some work that needs to be done in the offseason. There's some holes that need to be filled. There's a couple of playmakers that they need to add that know how to, catch the ball. I'm talking about wide receivers, but why not? Cincinnati, Buffalo, Baltimore, the Houston Texans, and obviously the Kansas City Chiefs.
Going to be an interesting offseason, not only for the Texans but for everybody to see what happens and how it plays out. But I'm excited already. Let's get it started. I'm sad that football season's over.
It's not over. It's only a break for 7 weeks. Then we got the San Antonio Brahmas about to take the
There you go.
There you go.
Football's right around the corner.
Indeed. And I got to say this, man. We were at a couple of events, including the Dick Jaw Cigar Party, and that turned into a Philadelphia Eagle reunion led by one Donovan McNabb. You missed one hell of a party, man. All your old teammates were there. All of them.
Oh, wow. So who threw the party?
Well,
Ron Jaworski.
It's the Dick Jaw Cigar Party, which is one of the best benefiting gridiron greats. And, so Ron Jaworski's always there. But, man, from Donovan McNabb on, they were trying to do a group photo, and it looked like a team photo on the red carpet because there were so many of those teammates with Donovan organizing everybody to get into the photo. It was good times. It was fun to watch.
That's awesome. And I did Radio Row in New Orleans. The last time I was there in New Orleans, they do an awesome job hosting the Super Bowl. I'm assuming that they did the same thing this go around.
Yep. Yeah, no complaints, not even from Joe Reinagle, who hates the city of New Orleans.
Look, I would hate to live there, but they know how to host the Super Bowl.
They do. Yep. It was smooth. Everything was smooth, that's for sure.
Good deal. ND, appreciate you, man. Glad the investor call went well.
It went well, and I might be bugging y'all when I come up for some of those UFL games. I might pop up on site wherever you're at.
Come on, let's do it. Have a good week, man. ND Kalu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. ND also a member of the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. The 2025 class was announced today. We'll talk about it coming up and visit with one of the new members at 4:35 here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
With basketball season in full swing, make watching the game a little bit more exciting with your chance to win money with Underdog, one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your money with Underdog, playing the pick'em game where you pick higher or lower on predicted stats. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right on your pick'em entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has agreed to become the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Saints made that move official 2 days after Moore and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. San Antonio Spurs got a win in Washington over the Wizards last night. Wemby and Darren Fox led the way. Spurs are now 23-28. They will return to action tomorrow night in Beantown against those Celtics.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame class.
Happy for Tim. I really am. Happy for him that he's in. And all the inductees were announced today.
The 99 Spurs championship team, Tim Dirk, Charlie Bogus, who's the winningest high school basketball coach in San Antonio history, Sharon Neubauer-Shepard, who multi-sport All-American at UT, part of the Texas Hall of Honor, and also Dr. Victor Rodriguez, who he goes in SAISD superintendent long ago, pioneering educator and athlete. It's going to be an interesting class. Great class.
Great class, absolutely. The 99 team, I'm happy they're going in. That was obviously the original. It started the whole run, and so that's a good thing. I always, when that's announced, I always try to remember who I voted for. And I know I voted for the 99 team for sure, and I'm pretty sure I voted for Tim Dirk. But I can't remember.
It's hard.
It is. How long ago did we vote? About 3 months, 4 months ago?
I'm trying to think.
Something like that?
I want to say early September was the So keeping a secret for that long is always difficult. But yeah.
Well, you're part of the tallying up of all the votes, are you not?
I'm part of the selection committee. So all the votes that are out there, and then we get together as a committee and lots of discussion. It's a long meeting and lots of discussion, everything that's going on. So then you got to notify people, make arrangements, and all that other stuff.
Well, I'm fortunate, and that's great for you. I bet it's a lot of fun. I'm fortunate enough to get one vote. I'm happy about that. Yeah.
Nothing cooler, to be honest, than when you call somebody to tell them that they've made the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Like I got to do a couple of years ago with good friend Indy Kalu.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And quite the honor.
Yep.
I mean, it is. It's a great honor to go into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. Love that event, by the way. I did that for a long time with my my good buddy Don Harris.
Yeah, September 20th is when the big deal is going to happen down at the convention center. I believe tickets probably already available. It's always a great time. Speaking of Hall of Fames, I'm still a little salty that Darren Woodson did not make the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no kidding.
Shireen Williams will join us just after 5. We'll talk Cowboys. But, again, she's part of that committee. And I'm just curious. This Pro Football Hall of Fame class kind of lacks a little sizzle, but it's also small. I mean –
4 people, right?
Yeah. I don't understand what the log jam that they have already, and all the finalists deserve to get in. I get it. But why are we only putting in 4 when your bylaws say you can put in more? I mean, and you look at, 5 years ago, you look at this year's first year eligibility. All of them there's a couple that are first ballot Hall of Famers. And especially guys that played when Darren Woodson played. And I don't buy the argument there's already too many Cowboys from that team in the Hall of Fame. We don't need more. No, if you've earned it, you've earned it. I mean, that was a hell of a team that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years with a lot of players that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
And, look, Darren Woodson played the position as well as anybody. I mean, he did. He was solid. He was always technically sound. And he would light you up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those receivers going across the middle.
And then we realize we talked to Darren on Thursday on Radio Row. I thought they were still doing the surprise stuff, but they're not. So Darren is rolling around Radio Row knowing that he's not in, but keeping the secret and answering the questions like knuckleheads like me and Joe saying, dude, we know you're in, man. You've got to get in this time. You deserve it. And, and he's answering those questions. And in the back of his mind, he already knows he's not in.
Yeah, we found that out the next day.
Yeah.
That he already knew.
Well, because all those videos that were done, dude, Sterling Sharp's going in the Hall of Fame, and the video is all about Shannon. Really?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, the video was all about Shannon. It's his brother's day, right? But no, Shannon made it about Shannon.
Yeah, of course he did.
But all those videos are done, and everybody keeps a secret. So, Darren Woodson is rolling around Radio Row knowing the outcome, but he can't say anything. Maybe he was holding out hope that even though he didn't make a video, there could be a surprise.
Hey, let me tell you something. He's very good. If he's ever wants to be an actor or something like that, he should go for it. I mean, the guy was convinced. I mean, I would have had no idea he knew already.
No. Good teammate, good secret keeper.
Absolutely. Good dude all the way around.
And again, he committed to go. He knew he was going to get those questions. It's kind of like Myles Garrett. He knew he was going to get those questions. He was committed to be on Radio Row through some sponsors, and so he puts the story out earlier that he was going to demand a trade because he didn't want to spend time on Radio Row talking about how Cleveland was going to turn things around, and he was confident. He knew better. Nah, trade my ass.
Yes.
And let's get those questions going on Radio Row. I'll get those, 500 times.
And he probably did.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see when you got Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons on the trade block this offseason. Man, it's going to be fun.
Here we go.
Isn't that going to be fun?
Here we go.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm just ready to see what is this Dallas Cowboys team going to look like under Schottenheimer. Dak Prescott at an event today was talking about that. Let's hear from Dak Prescott coming up on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
If winter weather means you're spending more time indoors, why not make your space more inviting? Well, Macy's is here for you. Our President's Day sale is going on right now with big savings on what you need to refresh your entire home. 20 to 60% off. Up to 60% off new furniture, up to 60% off a new mattress, and up to 60% off a new comforter for that mattress. Whether your style is rustic, classic, or modern, come into Macy's today and back to a house that feels more like home. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan, I'm Jason Minix. It's Tuesday. Valentine's Day is Friday. If you're in the Doghouse, guys, we're going to help you out. We've got a Diamond Glow facial valued at $350 from Dr. Heyer's Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. So the way we're giving that away is, we've been taking calls throughout. We'll take them until, around 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in there. And we're going to tally up all the guys that call in and tell us why they are in the doghouse and why they need help getting out of the doghouse. And we're going to pick a winner. Right now, there's three people that could easily win this thing. We haven't had that story that's like, oh, yeah, dude, you win. We've got a couple that...
Clubhouse leaders.
Yeah. You guys need some help. But we don't have that one like, oh, yeah. So if you're in the doghouse... Now, I don't know, honestly, Diamond Glow facial. Now, I was handed a sheet. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm showing that. It's a whole thing about everything that comes with this. I don't even know what some of this stuff means. Pore clarifying, ultra hydrating, skin brightening. I don't know. But I know she's going to love it.
She's going to love it.
She's
a nice,
going to love it.
Relaxing time for her. She'll get pampered and just have a good time. Or ladies, you want to get that for your man. You can do that too. I don't think it's a gender-specific treatment.
Ladies in a doghouse. All right, I will say this. I mean, sure, ladies could be in the doghouse. If you want to try, actually, this would be cool. Ladies, why is your dude in the doghouse?
Wow, that could work.
Right. Oh, yeah, because you could educate most of us listening right now. yes, Pledge, I understand. Pledge is trying to tell us ladies have the easiest out of the doghouse.
Yeah, they really do.
Yes, we all know.
Yes.
We all know. But then you could say, honey, you're out of the doghouse because this is what I got me.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So ladies can participate. We want to actually maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Hear from the ladies.
We got another nice prize.
We do
tomorrow.
We do. It's also valued at $350.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. If you are in the doghouse and you need Jason and Joe to help you out of that doghouse, we got you covered. But you got to tell us your story. 210-656-ESPN. Old Dak Prescott is in Cowboy fans' doghouse. Has been for a long time. But will the shoddy hire actually help? That becomes the question.
Big question.
Lots of unknowns when it comes to the Cowboys. The one thing that I keep hearing consistently is, which is why when you see Ashton Genty in mock drafts, is Marty Ball, ground and pound. They want to run the ball. Dak Prescott talking today at a event up in Dallas said the Cowboys under Shoddy will run the ball a lot more.
Honestly, I think he spoke on it in the press conference, right? And then following this year, we just got to get to running the ball, being a little bit more, consistent on that. And then from there, and go back and look at the numbers. I've always enjoyed play action pass, so just being able to get back to that. But you got to start with the run game, and when you have that, the rest of the offense can open up. You saw that this one more.
Well, and Dak needs that. He needs it. Again, I think he's going to be limited mobility. He needs a good running game to open up the passing game for him. The question is, who's that running back going to be? Not going to be Rico Dowdle.
No.
Will it be Ashton Genty? Will Jerry go that way, or will he wait until the second or third round to draft a running back? Or do you snag somebody out of the free agent market?
It's possible, but you hear Dak talking about running the ball and play action. Troy Aikman is expecting a greater emphasis on running the football.
I mean, I had the best seat in the house handing the ball to Emmitt Smith, the all-time leading rusher, and what that meant to our teams. Now, we threw the ball as well as anybody as well. We just didn't throw it as often. But, we were balanced. And I think when you look at the great offensive teams in the league today, that's what they are. They're balanced, and they can come at you in a lot of different ways. And that's Brian's background, as you said. His dad, Marty Ball, was about pounding the football. You think of his teams in Kansas City and in Cleveland and the way in which they played, and they won a lot of football games doing it that way. And there's a lot of teams right now that are going back to running the football, and they're having a lot of success also. And I think it creates a toughness. It's a mentality that really permeates throughout your entire building. I think it's hard to create a toughness and a physicalness to your football team if you're not a running team, if you don't really rely on the big guys up front and just beat opponents into submission. So I anticipate that'll be a big part of what they're going to do. All indications are that. I know that when Brian was the offensive coordinator in Seattle, Pete Carroll, a big believer in being able to run the football. That's what they did with him as the offensive coordinator. Marshawn Lynch and other running backs that they had there. I would anticipate that we're going to see a heavy dose of the run game come September.
Yeah, if you have Marshawn Lynch, you're going to run the football. I mean, come on. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out.
Unless it's fourth down on the goal line in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's true. Did Shoddy call that play?
I mean, he was I mean, it is interesting. So, I mean, you got Troy Aikman saying, yeah, they've got to run the ball, ground and pound. Dak Prescott talking today at a charity event in Dallas about play action pass, running the ball. The other thing he talked about is, while Schottenheimer hasn't had the job very long, Dak and Shoddy have already had some tough conversations about the offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think just naturally it's kind of already happened. I know he alluded to, the interception at practice and me giving it back to him. And, it was a great moment of I understand and I appreciate that sense of standard is, we're not accepting one play to come out. But in my point, hey, where do I get my risk versus reward? But that was a conversation that was very unpleasant at the front end. But it had to be addressed at some point or another, and it was immediately after practice, and it was two grown men coming to an understanding and appreciating each other for the competitiveness and the standard. And so I'm excited for things like that to grow, and not only just me in the quarterback position, but throughout every position on our team.
Wow. Some tough conversations. So, all of those things, as you open up and you hear from players, may give us a better idea of why Jerry went with Brian Schottenheimer. He and Dak obviously have a pretty good understanding. They can disagree, and then come together. So we'll see.
Not that I expect Dak to say anything differently, but he doesn't seem unhappy with the hire.
No.
For him, this opportunity, obviously I've worked with him for the last couple of years, understanding the type of coach he is, the type of man he is, the way that he approaches the game. I think the best way to exemplify that is the son of a legendary football coach. He's not going to take anything about this game lightly. He enjoys the work in it, kind of old-fashioned. I'm looking forward to the grind and some things that we're going to do and he's going to add, and excited for him. I know he's ready for it. He's been an assistant for a long time, and something else I admire is the way that he went on with the interviewing process. When you've been an assistant for 25 to 30 years, I know there's a quarterback coach, I know there's a receiver coach, a D coordinator, and a safety that you can call up without them thinking twice and they're going to come work for you. But for him to go through the due diligence of getting the guys in, interviewing them, and then taking it amongst the other guys that are there and making final decisions, I think speaks highly of his approach and the way that he's going to take care of things.
Now, I'm just curious, and that's great that he says all those things about Brian Schottenheimer, and that's fine. Can a guy like Dak Prescott, in all seriousness, just kind of, and when you're doing an interview like this, it is the offseason. We're heading into the draft, and free agent period, coming up as well. Can he not, we need some players, Jerry. I mean, say it in a way that's not quite as blunt as I just said it, but it's like, if Jerry, we can just put the right players in place, we can run the football. If that offensive line if we get the right pieces and parts, we can run the football. I mean, Dak has enough street cred with Jerry to say something like that.
Sure, but he also said that he doesn't feel like the Cowboys are that far away from Philadelphia.
I mean, I feel like we compete with the Eagles and beat them for the most part when we played them. I don't want to say check the record when they're the guys holding the trophy right now. So credit to them. They've earned it and they deserved it by all means. But, yeah, very close, especially even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship. And those two teams that we battle against each and every year a couple of times. And as I said, feel confident about we've gotten the better part each and every time. To see it in such a dominating fashion, credit to them. It's our turn and it's on us.
It's our turn.
Our turn.
Boy, Jerry is a hell of a salesman, and he's even got Dak believing it's time for the Super Bowl.
We're a damn good football team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Micah? Sure. In the regular season. Hi, we got some people on the line that are in the Doghouse.
All right.
Because we've got that gift certificate, $350 value.
A nice facial.
I'm looking for what's it called? Diamond Glow.
Diamond Glow.
Diamond Glow. From Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. I'm almost afraid to take this one.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Jesse. What's written on the screen here, dude? You're on the Blitz. What's up?
How are you guys doing? I'm in the Doghouse.
Uh-huh. Why?
Well, my girlfriend has a bridge cover her front teeth. She lost it, and we had an argument. I called her Snaggletooth.
Oh, dude. Now, were you drunk or what?
No, we were just having a little argument, and when I argue, I don't get violent. I use my words violence, and that was pretty bad, yeah.
So she generally has a dental fixture that she lost, so now what she was hiding is there, and you went for that? You like what?
I went for that.
You zeroed in on what she's obviously very concerned about?
Yes, it was that or the juggler, so I picked that instead.
Wait a minute, there was a juggler there?
Glad he said jugular.
Oh, jugular.
Not jugs.
So
Joe.
wait a minute. I'm just curious, Jesse. I mean, this thing, so that how many teeth are missing?
4 on top.
4 on top?
Yes.
How is that?
Whoa.
We'll keep that up.
But he's not finding out right now because he actually called her Snaggletooth.
Because you're in the Doghouse.
Yeah.
You're screwed, buddy.
All right, Jesse, hang on. Pledge will get some info from you.
We get to suck on that.
Stop.
Jerry knows what I'm
you gotta
talking
give him
about.
that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Vinny, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man? Why are you in the doghouse?
Man, that last guy went for the low-hanging fruit, man. The reason why I'm in the doghouse is because my wife well, we were going to attend a Super Bowl party, but it was with her family and my in-laws, and I had actually told her that I already had other plans. I got invited to man, believe it or not, I told her I got invited to a men's conference for church because it was a Sunday, and they were going to have the game on there. But she actually busted me. I was at one of my really, really good friends' house watching the game because I didn't think she was actually going to call and try to figure it out, but she did.
Wow,
and
dude.
So
you
yeah,
flat out lied just to get away and go somewhere else.
Yeah, I did, and it's still pretty bad right now. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Because she wanted to do something with her family.
Yeah, and
do you not like the in-laws? Do they kind of suck?
Man, I like them. They're nice. They're just boring, man. Like they don't.
They're
like if I jump up and yell, and they just kind of look at me like I'm crazy, and I wanted, I know I was being selfish, but whatever.
And so had she called or checked your location on your phone?
So we went. No, she didn't. Oh, and that's the other thing, man. I got that's a different story. I acted like that phone was dead. I have a work phone, and I pretended that other phone wasn't. The charging wasn't like I thought I had everything covered up, but we went as far as to me and my friend making a little flyer for an event that actually happened the week before, and then I sent her the screenshot of that, and we just changed the date on it. But I was like, you know what? She's probably not gonna call. She won't check up on it.
Wow.
And yeah, and she did, and then she even showed up at my friend's house, like a little bit after halftime. So I was like, hey, she watched the Kendrick Lamar show and then showed up. So at least she was having a little bit of fun herself.
Is she generally that crazy?
Oh yeah, bro, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But I kind of did her dirty, man, and I have yet to talk to her today.
So you think
a little bit today, but yesterday nothing.
How long have you been married?
Well, we just got married in 2022, but we've been together for 11 years.
Oh, nice. So you think a facial will solve everything for you?
Oh hell yeah, that facial will, man. Yeah.
That'll
at least get us in. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, that will.
Okay.
All right. Vinny, hang on. Pledge will get some info from you. You're certainly in the running, although, you're.
Yeah.
If you don't win, you can always buy these things from Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa as well.
Absolutely, yes.
You can certainly do that.
Wow.
FindYourBeautiful.com.
Wow.
Tim Dirth going into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame, the original Coyote. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, we'll visit with the original Coyote, but first let me tell you about the original water softener. It's a Connecticut quality water softener. These guys are the best in the business, the most popular water softener on the market. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. I love mine. I love it. I tell you what, it is a game changer. And you guys that listened to the show before, if you haven't, let me tell you, I really was skeptical. I said, this can't be that much better than anything else I've had. Well, I tell you what, I am a believer. It is. There is no comparison. A Connecticut quality water softener is, it's as advertised. I mean, it's the best, and it is by far the absolute best. And what I love about it is you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity, but it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, to sweeten the pot, the fine folks at Connecticut are going to give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station. Not only that, they're going to come out and they will install it right there at your kitchen sink. Also going to give you $400 off your old water softener, and they have 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Look, you don't want to wait. This offer will end soon. It's just too good not to. Give Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country a call. The phone numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
The Morning Huddle.
Edgewood, Puro West Side.
Oh, Edgewood, say no more, brother. You're tough as nails. Tough as nails. Yeah. I'm going to watch my wallet around you.
How about Fox Tech?
Old school. When did you get paroled?
Fox Tech, class of 83.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Earlier today, the class of 2025 for the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame was announced, and one of those, the original Spurs Coyote, Tim Dirk, who's joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Tim, congratulations, man. Tell me how the day went for you.
Well, thank you. It was very nice. It was touching, and it was fun to hear from everybody and take a jaunt down memory lane and think about how much history we saw together.
Tim, I tell you what, my friend, you were quite the entertainer. All right, I'm going to put it that way. And nobody knew who you were, but you would come up with stuff that was just original that nobody else was doing. Did you just go home from a game and just start brainstorming about stuff you could do?
Yeah, and Joe, you and I go way back, and we realized what a journey it was back then, because it wasn't organized. It was like the wild, wild west. And so you're right. I could write down just a goofy idea or whatever, and we just gave it a shot because nothing like it had ever been done before. And so we not only had fun, but we got away with murder.
No doubt.
No doubt. Tim Dirk here on the Blitz, the original Spurs Coyote. Joined the Spurs in 1983. And like you said, like the stuff you used to come up with and do had not been seen before. You look at like mascots today, it's like, okay, I've seen that. The idea of one-upping, but you're one of the original guys that started doing a lot of stuff that we see people trying to one-up what you did back in the day without near the, I don't know, safety concerns.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's interesting. It did get to a point where it was one-up, where we get mascots that were jumping off of hot air balloons, grabbing onto the rail of a helicopter, and then landing on the stadium. You know, it got to be like, and I tried to be more comedic than breaking bones-ish, but but sometimes one crosses over the other and you get hurt. But I appreciate it in the days when I did what I did. Joe and you, everybody knew who I was, but they had fun keeping Santa Claus's identity a secret. Yeah, and the media had as much fun with it as I did and kept it quiet, that's just very cool.
Well, absolutely, and you're right. I mean, we all knew who you were, but you're the Spurs Coyote. I mean, you know, it is exactly like exposing something else that it would break a kid's heart. Tim, how did all of this come about in the beginning? How did you get started as the Spurs Coyote?
Well, I just throw two names out there. Angelo Drosas is one of them because he thought out of the box, and he wanted to come up with a way to increase Spurs attendance and bring more children and women to the NBA. And then Bob Bass was the other one that just allowed me the freedom to fail and to succeed trying different skits, you know, like Saturday Night Live. Some of them soared and some of them crashed. It wasn't all just gold. And that atmosphere gave me a chance to grow. And then San Antonio as a city just started growing and maturing as a history. And then, of course, all of a sudden the Spurs caught fire. It was not only do I give thanks that I got to do what I did because it's interesting, but I'm glad I got to do it when I did it, because we got to go from the Wild Wild West all the way to the big show. You know, it was fun.
Tim Dirk, the original Spurs Coyote here on the Blitz. You take an idea and you're running with it. It's taking off. And at some point it turned into big business. But you were still allowed to do Coyote things. How hard was it balancing what you were doing with management and the business side of things, from appearances at parties and this, that, and the other?
Yeah, you're asking some good questions. Well, the way I describe it is, at first, we were just doing our own thing. Then we actually had mascot conventions in the beginning, just the few of us that we'll call them the founding fathers. And we would all carry rubber chickens, for example, to the conference. Think of us as having a rubber chicken. But fast forward 20 years later, all these mascots would come to the convention, and they had briefcases instead of rubber chickens. You know, mascot was a business. But the few of us that got in it early, we were just kind of like Ernie Banks. We were just in it for the love of the game. We just loved what we did and really didn't care too much whether it was good for the business or not. But you, of course, work together.
Oh, absolutely. And Tim, when you're doing your thing in the arena, and I know you've been to was it 3? You went to the Alamo Dome, I know. Was Hemisphere was the start of it. When you did something, whether the crowd
the AT&T Center
and the AT&T Center, of course.
Yeah.
But could you hear the crowd? I mean, could you tell if what you were doing was a hit with the crowd that was there that night?
Oh yeah, it was. In fact, it's a little like theater. You actually feed off of what you hear. The phrase a lot of people use is "read the room," so you can tell if something's flying and you're killing it, or abort, and move on to something else. Yeah, the crowd was everything, and of course, it's the same crowd every night, kind of season ticket holders. So you end up developing a relationship with the people in the crowd. So you start to play together, which was just fantastic. I used to jump on the letters to go SPURS. And at one point I jumped on the letters just for fun backwards. SRUR, and the people yelled Shrubs. I mean, we were just playing together. It was awesome.
How cool is it, Tim, that stuff that you did back then, they're still doing today? Even if it doesn't say Spurs in the middle of the court anymore, you still jump there and people know exactly what to do.
And what I wanted to do, when it started out, because it was true in the beginning, is Coyotes, he's not slick. He's like, he's living on a budget. And so now I always made it look like the signs were made in the garage by hand. I never wanted anything to be slick. Now we're 40 years later, and the compliment that I have is the character looks exactly the same. I mean, there couldn't be a higher compliment than that. I mean, you could make it look slicker, but that wouldn't be the Coyotes persona. It's just endearing.
Well, I'll tell you another one just to compliment you, and I know Jason has heard this before, Tim, but, as many arenas as I traveled to in my time covering the Spurs, I would talk to other mascots, and you were always like the king. You were royalty among other mascots. They would always point, well, Tim, the Coyote, he's the guy, and they would always compliment you as kind of being the originator of everything.
Well, it was fun to help the younger guys break in, and we'd share ideas and fine-tune things. Now at mascots call me Coyote Emeritus. I've kind of shows my age, but it has little respect in the title at the same time.
Well, and you think about 5 championships you were a part of in our studio, and those watching on YouTube, I just took it off the shelf in our studio. We have a Spurs Coyote bobblehead with 2 trophies that you're holding. So this might be IBC Bank was the sponsor of this one. So I'm trying to think what year, how long has this one been hanging around the office? But I mean, I can only imagine what your collection is like with all the memorabilia through the years, my friend.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just the fact that you're bringing that up shows that the bobbleheads at the time, there was so much excitement for those things and the memorabilia, and kids coming up today saying I did their birthday party and they're 25 now. It just makes me look back and just, wow. So I was just thrilled that the San Antonio Sports decided to include me.
Well, I mean, you can't include the 99 Spurs team without including the Coyote. You have to do that. Look, I've got to ask you, and it's a question on our YouTube page right now. Where did the number come from, the 2 with the exclamation point?
That's a very good question. I'll try to be brief. There used to be a sport called Australian Rules football, and somebody had, when they kicked the ball through the goalpost, a guy in a white jacket used to make a quick gesture with his arms, and I thought that was very funny. And so the NBA had a rule that when someone fouled somebody, the referee had to run over to the press table and announce who it was. And if the basket went in, the ref had to say 2, and he would just do it real big for the camera, 2. And I just thought, wow, that is just ridiculous. That grown man has to go over and do that every time. But it was funny. So then I actually used the number 2, and everybody thought it was basketball related, of course. But it was actually a joke to myself because it reminded me of that Australian football ref and the NBA refs having to go over and say 2 when someone, we call it and 1 now.
Yes.
It's when someone makes the shot shooting and gets fouled.
You know, and they're,
yeah.
You know, what's amazing is all of these years, everybody, every longtime Spurs fan, including myself, is going, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just clever with what number and what was available, but it couldn't be an NBA number, so put the exclamation point on there. Who knew? Well, we all know now. We learned something, Tim Dirk.
And the exclamation point is tilted, you'll see, because I didn't want it to look like 21 because 21 has got its own Spurs history.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Tim Dirk joining us here on the Blitz, going into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. And, Joe, you mentioned it. And you know, Joe is a voter. I'm on the actual selection committee. And very important to know you are selected individually, even though that 99 team is a part of it. You're not, like, part of that. You're on your own for what you accomplished as Spurs Coyote, which is way cool, though, that the 99 team is actually going in at the same time.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. And you got an asterisk or no asterisk. That 99 team was just a juggernaut. They were awesome. So I was thrilled that they got noticed this year.
Tim, I'm curious. How much of the games were you able to watch? Were you able to watch any of them?
That's a good question. I actually used to lay under the basket. So I watched a lot of the game, but I got to see it from a different angle where the players weep in and out, and it's not from the side like most people do. And then I could hear it, you know, and feel. I just love watching the games. And then every once in a while I catch myself watching it and say, whoops, time to go to work.
Time.
Not being paid to lay here. But it's great. I can't go. There's no seat that I now enjoy because I'm used to being right by the free throw line.
You know, it's crazy because that was a question I was going to have. How often do you go and, you know, do you know, like Joe and I go to games and, you know, as media types, as broadcasters, I can't go to a game without thinking play-by-play in my head, right? Are you able to go and actually just enjoy, or are you watching the game or whatever mascot at whatever game you're at?
That's exactly right, yeah. And I worked over, even after Coyotes, I went to almost 1,500 Spurs games. So I've seen a lot of them. So I look at it as the entertainment and stuff more than just sports. Same as you do, Joe, I'm sure. You look at production, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, no doubt. Tim, let me ask you, did you have a favorite bit that you did? Was there one that just kind of stood out from all the rest?
A lot of people ask that question, but there's so many. And so you really can't pick one, but two of the favorites that everybody likes is when I did a boxing skit, I told the ref named Dick Pavetta to hit me as hard as you can. And because I knew my head was foam and soft, but he hit me with his bare hand in the Coyote's mouth, which is, there's no padding there. That's the bridge of my nose. That's where I was looking. And so he hit me. I can prove I can take a punch because he broke his finger, bloodied and broke my nose, and everybody calls him Dick Boom Boom Pavetta after that moment. But it taught me to rehearse skits before you go through them because there's always something different.
That's awesome. Tim Dirk, he's in the Mascot Hall of Fame. Where is the Mascot Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Whiting, Indiana.
Oh, wow.
And no, I haven't been there. But it's a thing.
And you've got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the NBA, 5 rings, and now going into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. The 2025 class includes that 99 Spurs championship team. Charlie Bogus, the winningest high school basketball coach in the area from San Antonio. Sharon Shepard, who multi-sport star at UT, Texas Hall of Honor, and Dr. Victor Rodriguez, the former SAISD superintendent. Hell of a class you're going to be a part of going in September 20th at the convention center. It's going to be a great night, Tim.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Jason.
Appreciate it.
Congrats,
good stuff.
Tim.
Congratulations, Tim. Thanks for, on what I know has been a busy afternoon, jumping on with us here on the Blitz.
You got it. Thank you all very much.
Appreciate it. Tim Dirk, San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Pledge, do we have time for a call here, or we want to take this coming back? All right, so we're taking calls in probably 45 minutes or so. We're going to announce the winner of the gift card that we're giving away, the Diamond Glow Facial from Dr. Connie Hires, for to get you out of the doghouse for Valentine. So if you're in the doghouse, we're taking your calls all day. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Armando, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir, boss man. Hey, we're at a Super Bowl party.
Uh-huh.
And with me, I like to get into the game, and when I'm reading them as they're, going in motion, I'm seeing how the defense is reacting. Pretty much the same way the quarterback does. Trying to read the defense, and I'm kind of looking at details what's happening. And at the time, my wife, she had a Dallas Cowboys jersey on, and with a ball cap. And so I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm kind of in my own private. It was at my friend's house, and he had a couple of TVs throughout the house, that we were watching. And I was kind of watching it by myself, and then I'm thinking that it's my wife. She comes up and sits next to me, so I kind of put my arm around her, and then she kind of leans over and kind of starts, giving me kisses on, on my neck and my face. But my attention is on the football game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there reading the defense. And then, I kind of move my hand up and down her back. I get a little side action going, and I'm still watching. My whole thought is watching the football game. And while I'm watching the football game, when my wife comes up and stands right in front of me.
Uh-oh.
And I'm thinking, what are you doing?
That's what
and
she
then
was
she
thinking.
looks at me and says, what are you doing? And at that time, I finally realized, my hand's around somebody, and my wife is standing in front of me. So I look to my right, and it's one of her friends, and she's got this, a cowboy jersey on with a ball cap, except her friend had the cap back, the bit to the back.
So wait,
and my wife, she looked at me and said, "What are you doing?"
On the wrong field is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And you didn't know?
And I'm trying to explain to my wife. I'm like, hey, I thought it was you. I'm here watching the game, and I'm thinking that you just came up and sat. I'm like on this little love couch. I said, I thought it was you. I really didn't pay no attention.
Dude, I'm curious about the girl. She must have enjoyed it because she's sitting there and letting you rub her back and all this stuff. What the hell?
That's what I'm thinking. What the heck? But, it was an old friend of my wife, and she was like, I was just trying to see how far he was going to go.
Oh, she was
and I'm like,
sure.
You
were getting set up, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But my wife, she's convinced that she didn't know nothing about it, and her friend's like, no, I was just seeing how far he was going to go, because, when I'm watching the football game, everybody knows that I get into a game and I'm trying to read plays, and I'm reading, the defensive, the back, the cover
too,
two.
You got to read the room.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking
exactly.
I'm thinking that girl wouldn't mind going scoring a touchdown with you, buddy.
Armando, hang on. Pledge will get some info from you.
Wow.
Yikes.
Dude, women are vicious, man.
They are, but so we've had two. We had a guy earlier call in that has a wife with a twin sister, and he slapped the wrong ass. And then this guy's making out with his wife's friend on the couch, thinking it's the wife.
Yeah, but the woman's kissing him on the cheek and stuff, and then he's rubbing. And she was, I think she was saying, "Hey, your wife's over there. We can just crawl into the bathroom real quick and go to town."
Your hands are wandering south.
Wow.
with somebody else, and you're into the game and don't realize that game wasn't that good where your focus shouldn't have shifted to.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a side story there.
If you're in the
and a side
doghouse,
chick.
you're in the doghouse. You got a good story. We can help you out of that doghouse with this gift card. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Social media is social media, and a lot of times you're scrolling through social media just bombarded by, bad news, comments, hot takes, people in their picture-perfect families, people with their humble brags on things that are going on in their life. It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent just 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. That's why you need to know about Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication that's personalized for you. The best part is Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they feel better in just 12 weeks. And the great thing is, whether you need therapy, psychiatric care, both, Cerebral connects you with expert clinicians from the comfort of your home, and they make mental health care easy, accessible, and certainly more affordable. My daughter's studying to be a therapist, staying focused on mental health. Certainly, I'm more aware of it now. A lot of people need it. If you do, Cerebral is where you need to go, Cerebral.com. They're proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. And just like athletes prioritizing physical health, mental health is just as important. And Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind at Time.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in Iraq, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs got a win over the Wizards last night in Washington, led by Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. Spurs are now 23-28. They return to action in Boston. They'll take on the Celtics tomorrow night. Things keep getting worse in Dallas. Multiple fans ejected in the second half of the Mavericks' loss to the Kings last night, including 2 that held up a sign that read "Fire Nico," a reference to Dallas general manager Nico Harrison.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Tuesday afternoon. Glad to have you along on the radio. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Listening online, all kinds of things going on. Be a part of the show.
Absolutely, please do. And in fact, if you're part of the show today, you might walk away with a $350, what's it called? Diamond
Glow Facial.
Certainly get out of the doghouse with that.
If you're in the doghouse, like that last guy.
There's a story there with that guy.
Now, there was somebody that didn't hang on long enough. Dude, call back. Pledge was telling us that guy's in trouble for something he didn't do, something his wife dreamed about. That's pretty damn funny.
Yeah, right. Dude, that's happened to me before.
That's happened to you before.
Yes, it has.
Wow.
Had
Not
a dream,
recently.
and it's like, well, I was right here. I didn't do anything. But
she thought it.
They're still pissed off.
Oh, yeah. Yep. One of those crazy things. So if you want in the running to win the $350 valued Diamond Glow Facial, tell us your doghouse story, and we'll try to help you out. We'll draw a winner around 5:45-ish.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Shireen Williams is going to join us in about 15 minutes.
Lots to talk about with her.
There is Cowboys Hall of Fame, but there's a big event going on up in Dallas today that Dak is at, Troy Aikman is at. You go back to Stephen Jones the other day.
This drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah, with air quotes.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman at this event today talking about the air quote drought.
I thought we had more in us, and I thought we would be back. Obviously, we weren't. But not only were we not back, but here we are almost 3 decades later, and no one's been back. And so, I think I speak for the Cowboys faithful in saying that it's been a long time, and this is the Dallas Cowboys, and it's an organization that's had great history, and this team has won a lot of games over the years with a lot of different players, but for whatever reasons, they just haven't been able to get it done in the postseason. But I don't think anybody's happy about that's been a part of the Cowboys' legacy and what this franchise has stood for so many years.
We know that. I mean, we heard from Emmitt Smith when we were in New Orleans last week. We've heard from Michael Irvin saying the same thing. I mean, everybody's frustrated. And when you look at this, and just to add insult to injury for those guys that were, obviously they're legends, but the Cowboys are now last in the NFC to get to an NFC championship game.
It's mind-boggling because every year, and everybody talks about the delusional Cowboy fan that next year is our year. Although I think coming into this season, a lot of Cowboy fans, and myself especially, because I said it on air all the time, I wasn't going to let the Cowboys ruin my weekends anymore because I didn't think this team was going to be that team. First time in a while that I've thought that. Deion Sanders, though, talking over Super Bowl weekend, talked about Jerry and his ability to make everybody believe.
He's magnetic. If we talk and hug, it's going to be a story. Whatever Jerry does is going to be a story. Jerry is the only owner in the NFL that consistently makes you feel as though his team has a chance to win a Super Bowl every year, and you have an opinion about it. What other owner has that that authenticity and that attraction? Nobody. Jerry's one of a kind, man, and I love him.
Yeah, one of a kind. And most all of the old guys love Jerry.
Mm-hmm. I think everybody that's played for Jerry loves him and knows him in that way. But Jerry has the ability to make us believe. Now, there are certain times where you go, all right, they're not going to do it this year. You know, when Dave Campo was the coach or Chan Gailey. But even with Quincy Carter, we thought, all right, second round, he's going to be the guy. You had Bill Parcells. I mean, you know, there's some stretches where you know it ain't going to happen. But the last couple, Des caught it. That team had the ability to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. You can't convince me we'll never know. But I thought that team had a chance. You know, the 13-3 team. You know, you look at what's her name, Jessica Simpson in Cancun. There's always something, right? The last couple of years. You know, with Dak, a couple of 12-win seasons under Mike McCarthy, and you felt like that team a couple of years ago. I thought they had a team that had a chance.
They did.
Had a chance to have an historically great defense. They fell short of that, but they had that chance. And I think Deion's right. Every year you feel like you believe. They put a star on their helmet, and we overvalue their talent. I think the same thing for a long time could have been said about the Texas Longhorns. Texas recruited you. You were a 5-star, and we thought there was going to be greatness. There are certain brands out there that can do that have just consistently fallen short.
It's absolutely true. But to Deion's point about Jerry making you feel like this is the year every year, he's a hell of a salesman that way and a really optimistic guy. And I truly believe, and this is my belief, that Jerry believes that. He thinks that every time the season starts and kicks off, that no matter who's on the field, what kind of talent we might think it has, Jerry believes that this team is going to make it. And I honestly believe that.
Shireen Williams, what does she believe? She joins us coming up next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, you thinking about dinner yet? You getting hungry, stomach growling and all of that stuff? You don't want to go home and cook? Well, I got the solution for you. Round Table Pizza. It is fantastic pizza. I love it. In fact, they've got signature ingredients like made from scratch dough. They've got a 3-cheese blend, and they do something that's unique for pizza. They put the toppings all the way to the end. I mean, where it's laying on the crust even. So there's toppings all over the place. And Round Table Pizza is the only company that I've ever seen that does that. In fact, they've got a new pizza right now. It's a pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. Sounds fantastic. And you can enjoy a large tonight for only $19.99. And then you pair that with some of their irresistible shareables like crispy mozzarella sticks, spicy jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges, because that's the perfect bite to complement your pizza. If you want to find the nearest location, or if you want to order for pickup or delivery, all you have to do is go to roundtablepizza.com. Again, that is roundtablepizza.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Guys, this is AJ. If you're feeling kind of tired or low on energy, do what I did. Check out Game Day Men's Health on Bassey Road. You'll get a personalized plan that starts with a free testosterone test. Call 210-900-3691. That's Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is the home of the Aggies, and this is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Semenix. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk, Mother Football, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Shireen, I kind of want to be mad at you, but I don't know if I should be. Help me out. How did Darren Woodson not make the Hall of Fame?
I think some of the young voters want to see numbers, and that's not what he has. And, I made the point in the presentation that you need to use your eyes. And if you use your eyes, and I had a quote from Jimmy Johnson saying just this, if you watched him play and you use your eyes, he's a Hall of Famer. There was no question about that. He was able to play multiple positions. He's the guy right now that other teams are trying to get. Derwin James just made second-team All-Pro at nickel corner. He's listed as a safety. He made second-team All-Pro at nickel corner. That's the guy Darren Woodson was. He lined up in the slot. He could handle those receivers. He could play the tight end. He could take the running back. He'd do whatever you wanted him to do. Played safety, played nickel corner, did whatever you wanted him to do. Played special teams throughout his career. He ranked second all-time for the Cowboys in tackles on special teams, and first, of course, leading tackler. But, tackles aren't an official NFL stat. So, that's problematic for Darren. They want to see interception numbers and, big plays in Super Bowls and the playoffs. And, He didn't have those. So I hope we're making progress. I feel like we're making progress. I feel like people are starting to come over to see Darren Woodson. And, the case was made that Eric Allen was in his 19th and final year of eligibility, and don't let him fall into the seniors pool, cesspool, as it were, where, he may have another 10 or 15 or 20 years before he gets back on the ballot. And we're going to make that same case for Darren Woodson over the next 2 years. That was his 17th year of eligibility. He'll have 2 more years on the modern era ballot, and then he'll go on the seniors ballot. So I do think we're making progress. I know it's slow. It's not as fast as he wants. I know he's disappointed. Cowboys fans are disappointed. They should be. And hopefully, in the next 2 years, he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and not in the seniors pool. I really don't want him to get there. I want us to get him in over the next 2 years. So I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers. We're going to do everything we can between now and this time next year to see if we can get him in. Now, having said all that, they have made the voting way harder than what it ever was, which is why there was only a 4-person class, and which is why Mike Holmgren didn't get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Well, the other name that kind of confused me, and I guess he was Eli Manning. I thought he would have gotten in just because of the 2 Super Bowls and the things that he did. Is there a reason why he didn't, or what can you think of?
Well, there's a couple of things. One, again, they've made the voting way harder than it used to be. Previously, you had 5 finalists. You voted yes or no. It was almost always yes. I mean, you weren't going to do a guy a disservice to get that far and then vote no. So hardly anybody voted no. So you got to final 5, you're in, right? And the Pro Football Hall of Fame listened to Deion Sanders and others and said, we're going to make this a way harder process. We don't want that many Hall of Famers. We want a small class. They accomplished exactly what they were after in getting a small class. And the way it is now, you vote from 15 to 10 to 7, and then from 7 you vote for 5. And whichever of those 7 get 80% get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's from the modern era class. So it's harder to get in. There were only 3 from those 7 that got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The other 4 will automatically advance to the final 15 for next year. So having said all that, that was number 1. Number 2 is they're trying to make it hard. Selectors, I'm talking about now, want to make it harder. There's been a big push to make it harder for first ballot guys to go in. You saw them this year. No first ballot guys went in. And the reason is they want to separate the guys like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and make it special that they go in as opposed to Eli Manning, who is not Tom Brady, who is not Joe Montana, who is not some of those guys who were first ballot guys. So that's played into it as well. But I think you just look at what he didn't accomplish in the regular season, a 117 regular season record. 3 times, I think it was, he led the league in interceptions, never led the league in touchdowns. His career passer rating, which is 84.1, I think you're testing me here, is 60th all time. So that's not very impressive. So those are the things that, never received an MVP vote, was not all decade, was not all pro, was not even second team all pro. He was not one of the best quarterbacks of his era. So then you say, were the plays that he made in the fourth quarter of 2 Super Bowls to win 2 Super Bowl MVP and lead the Giants to 2 Super Bowls enough to get him into the Hall of Fame? Some said yes, some said no. Not enough of those voters said yes on this particular round. Again, I don't know how much first ballot played into that. We'll see next year if he takes another step in the process, and if he does, then I think we'll see that it was a big part of the first ballot deal. But you also have to remember who's up this year. It's going to be Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers this year. So You've got 3 quarterbacks you're going to be discussing. So he may fall back into that queue a little bit. I don't know. So I don't know what his future is. I do think at some point in the future, whether that's next year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, I do think he goes into the Hall of Fame. And you say, well, he has 2 Super Bowls. If you win 2, you should go in. Then why didn't Jim Plunkett in? I would come back and ask that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, I'm okay with Manning not getting in. Thought Luke Kuechly would get in, although maybe his career just wasn't long enough. But you talk about, like, next year, you mentioned Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees. You also have a Jason Witten and a Larry Fitzgerald. And I guess we need to be educated more as fans on they're making it harder for first ballot guys because, Tom Brady, first ballot guy, obviously. Is Jason Witten? We'll see. I don't mind 5 in versus 4. I thought Woodson would have gone in. But the next question that I have on the process, when you guys do the votes, with the new system in the room, do you know, or is it a surprise to you guys?
Yeah. No, it's a surprise. We know the 7, but it's a surprise who they are. I was stunned when Mike Holmgren didn't make it. So the way that works is you have a coach, a contributor, and 3 seniors. And again, of those 5, you vote for 3, and whoever gets the 80% out of that 5 gets in. And this year, the only one who got the 80% out of those 5 was Sterling Sharp. So I was stunned that Holmgren didn't get in. And when you start looking again at it, coaches only have to be out 1 year. So Bill Belichick will be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the next class, the class of 2026. The voters hold it against him, thinking that he may one day come back to the NFL and not vote him in as a first ballot. Or do they say, who cares? Joe Gibbs came back after he was in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and he coached. They did hold it against Bill Parcells. I think it took him 3 times before he went in. The voting was a little bit different then, but voters kept saying, oh, he's going to come back and coach in the NFL, so we're not going to put him in yet. And eventually he went in. So that to me is the most interesting one next year. Does Bill Belichick go in as a first ballot? And we won't know what his future is because the voting is done, or he's selected to be on the ballot in October, November. So we will not know at that point, but we will know when we obviously vote if he's staying at North Carolina, going back to the NFL, what he's doing in 2026. But we will not know when we put him on the ballot what his status is for 2026. So I think that's a very fascinating one. So you have Belichick, Coughlin, and Shanahan before probably Holmgren gets back on the ballot. So Holmgren's looking at another 3-year wait before he even gets back on the ballot, I would imagine.
You guys have a tough job, Shireen, that's for sure. There's no question about it with all the good players and good coaches that you have to deal with. Let's change to the Dallas Cowboys. There was a report over the weekend that there have been some internal discussions within the Cowboys management or brain trust that they might shop Micah Parsons. Do you find any credibility in that report?
Well, they may have internal discussions. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be stunned if they do that. The Cowboys have always kept their best players when they've wanted to keep their best players. DeMarco Murray is always the one I use, that they didn't care whether they kept DeMarco, and it proved to be a really good decision. They had a set number in place. Hey, we're going to pay you, I think it was $12 million over however many years it was. Whatever it was close to what the Eagles were offering in signing bonus. And that's one that they just said, here's what we're going to pay you. Take it or leave it. We're not moving on our price. And he went to the Eagles. But every player that the Cowboys have always wanted to keep, they managed to find a way to keep them. And I think they'll manage to find a way to keep Micah Parsons. To me, the biggest question is, do they sign him early? And by early, I'm talking March, April, May. Or do they wait like they've waited on everyone else here lately? And does Micah want to go ahead and do this, or is he going to wait to see what happens with Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson and maybe some other of these guys, TJ Watt, to reset the market? Is he going to wait for that? So that to me is the key thing. But I do think Micah Parsons is on the Cowboys long term. I don't think they have any kind of interest in trading a player. I mean, if you have great players, say, look what happened to Saquon Barkley and the Giants. You don't let great players like that get away. You keep your great players who are in the prime of their careers. And Micah Parsons is a great player in the prime of his career. You do not get rid of that guy.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on The Blitz, watching Philadelphia win the Super Bowl on Sunday. I'd like to think that would motivate Jerry to do things a little differently this offseason. Listening to the comments Dak Prescott made today at a charity event in Dallas and Troy as well, talking about the focus on the run game under Schottenheimer, do you think, when I see mock drafts and Ashton Genty, I shake my head, but does Jerry do anything different this offseason in building the roster for Schotty's first season as head coach?
Well, Well, that's what we're going to find out. I don't think anyone knows at this point. You can't trust what Jerry says because he said last year, you got everybody all excited, we're going all in. And he kept repeating that phrase, we're going all in. And all in to him meant something different than it meant to the rest of us. So you can't trust what he says. I want to see action and see what they do in free agency. And again, I'm not saying they have to go out and sign 3 or 4. They can't afford 3, 4, 5 big-name free agents. And maybe they don't even do it day 1 or day 2, but that first week of free agency, are you going to sign some guys? I mean, you look at some of the guys that the Eagles even got, Mekhi Becton and some of those types of guys. And if they can do that, then, more than Eric Kendricks, if they can do that with, again, guys in the prime of their careers who you think either, A, just need a fresh start somewhere else, need good coaching, whatever it is, there's a lot of those guys on the market. And if you can get those guys, and even some guys, Zach Bond, what the Eagles did with some of those free agents who weren't the big price guys and turned them into really good players in the case of Zach Bond, an all-pro player, second-team all-pro. If you can do that with some of those free agent guys, then you're going to have a good team, and that's what the Eagles were able to do. That's what I want to see the Cowboys do, not necessarily go out and spend on a Saquon Barkley, although we all know they could have had Derrick Henry last year. But, to get some of those guys who can become really, really good starters for you like the Eagles did last year, and that's in that first week or 2 of free agency, not waiting until all those guys are gone. And if they don't do that, then they're not going to be any better. They're not. You can't draft every year and expect to have 7 or 8 starters come out of that draft who are going to help you right away. And frankly, that's what the Cowboys are in need of. Probably 7, or if we start going through it, probably 7 or 8 really good starters is what they need to be a contender. And you're not going to get all those in the draft. You're just not.
Well, Jerry, Shireen, he kind of insinuated this when he was talking about Dak Prescott, how he was shocked that they weren't in the Super Bowl this year because he's paid his quarterback, the money that he paid. With Dak and CD, and then if you sign Micah, how realistic can you go out and get those guys? And the Cowboys still have a bunch of free agents that they have to make decisions on whether they keep or not.
Yeah, well, the Eagles were able to do it. And, Steven has a point. At some point, you do pay the piper. There's no question about that. The Eagles are going to have to pay the piper at some point. The Rams did. But the Rams got their Super Bowl. Then they started shedding all of those players, Jalen Ramsey and all those guys, Todd Gurley, all those guys. Bye. We're moving on. And we're rebuilding, and they had some incredible drafts. Getting Puka Nacua in the 5th round was pretty incredible, and some, all those defensive linemen that they were able to draft. Jared Verse now was, defensive rookie of the year. They got him in the 1st round, but you look at those other defensive players that they got outside the 1st round last year, and they were able to rebuild really quickly when you have a veteran quarterback. So, at some point, yes, you're going to have to pay, but how long is the Dak Prescott's window going to stay open? I don't think it's open very much longer. I'm not sure it's even still open. If it is, it's cracked. But you still think in their minds, because they signed him to that deal, they think they've got another 4-year window. If you think you've got a 4-year window, then you do. You go out and you spend the money and you tap out on the cap. And then when that finishes, then you take your hits and you start rebuilding. Getting a good quarterback in, young quarterback, and doing some different things. The quarterback's really the one that costs you a ton of money. And if you can get a rookie quarterback on that rookie deal, you're way better off, obviously. So that's what the Cowboys need to do, I think, is since they've signed Dak for 4 more years and they committed to him for 4 more years, which is basically what they've done, then that's your window. So go out and take advantage of that window because that's it. You tap out in that window when these players are in their prime, and then you move on and rebuild. I think that's what they need to do. Are they going to do that? I don't know. They may just think that they can continue to do this and, be around 500, some years a little better, and go to the playoffs and all as well. I don't know. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out in free agency just how much they hate where they are and hate losing year after year after year. Not necessarily losing because they did have the 3 straight 12 wins, but not getting where they want to go in the postseason.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. Before we let you go, Shireen, Kellen Moore officially the head coach now of the New Orleans Saints. You look at a roster and a cap situation. I know it's one of 32, but is he set up to have any kind of success in New Orleans?
Boy, you talk about a bad job and needing to rebuild. That's a team that hasn't done what they needed to do, which is shed all those cap hits and try to rebuild. And so they're just kind of mediocre. So they're not drafting real high. So they can't ever get that quarterback to replace Drew Brees. So they're having to go out and spend in free agency to get a quarterback. And now they're in cap hell and not having a top 5 pick. So they need to just totally rebuild this thing and start over and commit to Kellen Moore and give him the time that he needs to rebuild, and not just keep trying to chip away and do something that you're not capable of doing. But they see that division, that they're capable of winning that division, and they probably are with a little bit of help. But they're not close to being a Super Bowl team. So they need to just cut it down and start back up and rebuild it. And I think he's kind of in a no-win situation personally. But I don't know. He took the job, and we're going to see what kind of coach he is, because he's really going to have to do some coaching to have this team even competitive.
Make sure you follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen. Read her at ProFootballTalk.com. Great seeing you last week in person down in New Orleans, Shireen. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks, you guys too.
Appreciate it. Shireen Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
I love Shireen Williams because she's been following the Cowboys for a long time, and you can kind of even hear her frustration when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and what they're doing or not doing.
If you are frustrated because you're in the doghouse, your last opportunity to let us try to help you out of the doghouse with that Diamond Glow facial valued at $350. If you want to tell us why you're in the doghouse and you deserve to win this thing, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Your calls coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, your heater, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in business, taking on the world champs. We're talking about Spurs Boston.
And Texas and Texas A&M both in action last night. How'd they do? We'll talk about it all. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What is GMTVCC? It's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Summer or winter Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. You need a local roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. You know, Texas roofs are not designed for freezing weather. When ice and snow melt, water seeps into the little cracks, then refreezes, creating bigger cracks. That means leaks or maybe worse. Don't wait to see what damage has occurred. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free inspection. 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Does it feel like you're lacking energy, always moody, or you know your libido isn't what it used to be? It could be caused by low testosterone. Go get tested. I recommend the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. And for current patients, Synergenics offers a $150 referral credit. Get started. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Never fails towards the end of the show. Everybody's been getting up the stones to call in.
Yes.
They want to know, man. They're in the doghouse. I'll tell you what. We were talking during the break. Joe and I, without conversation, had the same clubhouse leader.
Yeah, we do.
So you've got to be better than that guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Give us your best shot.
$350 valued Diamond Glow Facial to help you out of the doghouse on the line. Let's go to the phones. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Alfredo, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Woof, woof. King of the Doghouse here. How y'all doing?
Good.
All right, so a lot of the times I get out at 5 o'clock and I get into my driveway and I sit in my driveway and listen to you guys. And my wife tells me to go inside and I don't, and she gets mad. And I constantly do it like I'm doing right now, and then she locks me out of the house.
So
thanks, guys.
So you're blaming us.
Yeah, sometimes you have some good topics, and I'm just like...
Sometimes or all the time?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right.
Once it's Minix and the Cowboys, I'm like, it's time to go inside.
Oh wait, you're the Redskin fan, aren't you? I mean, Command Skins. I'm sorry. You're that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you talking to your old boyfriends again? I'm like, hey, don't talk about Joe Reiningle like that.
I mean, it is what it is. Alfredo, I mean, you weren't going to win anyway, but I think I hooked you up with a gift card not long ago, so you wouldn't be eligible to win this one anyway.
Whatever, Max. Yeah.
Wow, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Ram, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man? Ram?
Yeah, all right, I'm here.
Are you sure?
I kind of dropped. Yeah, I kind of dropped the ball Sunday. I invited all my friends and family for a Super Bowl party. Well, Sunday I was drinking the hair of the dog, and I got a little inebriated, and I told my wife I would do all the cooking. And so I told her, I'm going to take a nap, wake me up. Well, she said she tried to wake me up. I guess I had drunk a little bit more than I thought I did. And so she ended up cooking all the Mexican hot dogs, the poppers, the wings, sausage, and dip all by herself because I ended up waking up with the hair of the dog on Sunday.
Wow, dude. So Mexican hot dogs, is that a crispy dog?
No, it's bacon wrapped around the weenie with like bell peppers, grilled onions, mayonnaise. It's just a whole different hot dog.
I got you, Raymond. And again, I mean, if you would have said bet move I was going to go get hammered and pretend I was asleep just so she would do it because I knew she would take care of it, you might have advanced to the leaderboard. Appreciate you checking
Thank you,
in.
Ram. Appreciate
Hey, Mike, you're on the Blitz. What's going on?
Hey, not too much. You tell you're a clubhouse leader, you can retire. I'll take over.
Let's hear it.
Well, in December, I have a unfortunate thing. My wife's birthday is on the 10th. Our anniversary is the 17th. Christmas is the 25th. And I forgot the first two. Just got her a card for Christmas, and you imagine the hell I've caught. Been married for 25 years. I'm lucky I'm still married.
Dude, so you're still in the doghouse?
I'm still in the doghouse, and she goes, Valentine's Day will depend how your birthday will go this year. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 days to go, and I'm like, I always procrastinate every year. And then the last 2 days, I'm like, shit.
There you go. All right. Hey.
Oh, no. Shoot.
Sorry, Mike. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Justin, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so still in the doghouse. You called me an idiot earlier. It's all good. But let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I got her on the line with me right now. Maybe I get the front runner.
Wait, you called earlier?
No.
Yeah,
you
I'm
too.
here.
Oh.
What's your name?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I've been dating Justin for 6 months. And last week, he decided to get a little drunk and tell me the truth. He had some truth serum, and he admitted to me that he was talking to his ex. And we had been planning a really romantic dinner and stuff for Valentine's Day, which is coming up on Friday. And he's in the doghouse.
Well, what's your name? Teresa. Why would he be talking to his ex?
Why would you ask that, Joe?
Well, I'm asking
You're trying to help the guy out. We're helping people out of the doghouse.
No, I'm a little
not
bit
convincing her to kick him to the curb.
I'm a little pissed off at him right now. So tell me, why the hell is he talking to his ex?
Good question. That's a great question.
Isn't it, though? What the hell's the matter with that guy?
Question.
You sound like
Maybe
you.
I'm just gonna have to plead the fifth on that one, and then hopefully this spa treatment.
Dude, hang on. Hold on a second. Wow. Teresa.
Yeah.
Teresa.
I love him.
You love him?
It's been 6 months.
Okay, well, don't allow that. You're better than that. I'm sure Justin's a fine guy, but don't do that.
You're not helping guys.
Yeah, he's really a great guy.
Hey, dude,
He
you've
really
dug
is.
your own
Yeah,
hole.
you dug your own hole. I'm just like,
and then you put her on the phone with us, and you thought we were just going to have your back? I mean, you're talking to a couple of girl dads here. And Joe's got 5 daughters.
dude, and I've been married 3 times, all right? So I know what the hell he's going through. I've made a few mistakes.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Justin, you're the one that is or is it Teresa for allowing, and you're still a part of the picture?
Yeah, well, he was telling me the truth, and so I mean,
while he was drunk, though. If he wasn't drunk, you still wouldn't know.
He didn't know the next morning. He was sending me all these gifts and being funny, and I was like, "Why are you calling me?"
You know what, Teresa? Because
I've got a quick question for her.
Oh, you do? All right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Do you know what a diamond glow facial is?
Do they rub a diamond all over your face?
I have no idea. But is that something that you would want?
Hell yeah, I love diamonds.
Well, I don't think there's any actual diamonds except the name.
This is for a day for you to relax and get pampered.
Yes, I would absolutely love that. That would be great.
All right,
that sounds amazing.
All right, well, you gotta do us a favor, Justin. I love you, buddy. But stop talking to the ex. All right.
Affirmative. And baby, I love you. I promise I won't do it again.
I love you too.
Oh, that's what Valentine is all about, right there, huh? Aw.
Yeah.
Way to go, Teresa.
See, did we help Justin out here?
A little. I think that's gonna help. Well, we're gonna see.
Hold on. Let me ask a question, just between you and me. You're not going to dump his ass next Monday, are you? Do we put their certificate in his name or yours?
Put it in mine. Put it in my name.
Definitely hers. Just in case.
It's definitely going to help him out, though.
Yeah, just come.
He got me on this.
Yeah, because if Saturday, if Teresa says adios, I mean, at least she still got the gift certificate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hang in there, Teresa. Justin, hang in there, buddy.
Yep, hang in there. You guys might need to come have a beer with us Thursday when we're broadcasting live at the Rue Pub. I need to hear the rest of this story over drinks.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Teresa. Enjoy that facial.
There's no diamonds. Although Justin probably needs to come up with one really quick.
Yeah, this may not be enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
I appreciate Teresa coming on and having the
stones.
Well, she doesn't have any.
I know,
I don't
but you
think.
know what
but
I mean.
The guts to do that. So, and plus we, I think, gave it to Justin pretty good.
The number of people that are suggesting that she dump him is
I know it.
Kind of interesting.
She's not. She loves him. Okay,
it's been
we
6
heard
months.
that. She loves him.
It's been 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
Pledge, do we still have tickets to give away for Los Lonely Boys? I guess we do.
I think so.
That's a thumbs up. I don't know. I think he's trying to score a date with Teresa. I'm not really
He's
sure.
talking to the doc, I think.
If you want to win Los Lonely Boys tickets, this could also go as a solid Valentine's gift. They're playing Sunday at the Aztec Theater. We got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now to caller 14, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 14, you're going to go see Los Lonely Boys Sunday night at Aztec Theater. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. You know, every Tuesday about this time we do our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. A guy that's never in the doghouse. Dr. Eloy Ochoa joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Doc, how's your Tuesday?
Not too shabby. How about you guys?
Doing well. Recovering from Super Bowl week last week.
Yeah.
Question for you. Spurs have added Darren Fox, and apparently he's been dealing with a ligament injury in his shooting hand, and he said the other day he's probably going to have off-season surgery. What could he be dealing with where he can play like he's playing now, which is great, but still need to get some surgery done in the off-season?
Well, I mean, what it looks like is he's got a couple of injuries, it looks like, on that shooting hand. One's a little bit more recent to the thumb. The other one is the one that happened a little bit further back. It was a dislocation of the pinky, it sounds like. And Obviously, basketball players, it's a really common injury, catching passes or rebounds or what have you, people kind of trying to get balls out of your hand. Typically, that's the joint. So there's 3 joints in that finger. There's the knuckle, the big knuckle that's closer to the hand, and then there's a little joint out towards the tip. Well, this is the one in the middle that dislocates usually. And typically when it dislocates and pops back in, or they have to pop it back in, you'll tear the capsule that surrounds the joint. And on each side of the joint, kind of like on your knee, there's these little collateral ligaments. And usually the collateral ligaments won't peel a piece of bone off, but the capsule will underneath, and you'll get a little fleck of bone that can be pulled off sometimes. And I think that's what they're talking about. Sometimes if there's continued discomfort there or problems, they can clean up some of those little bone spurs and clean out the joint a little bit. It's not a typical thing, I wouldn't say. A lot more common, if you have a real bad ligament injury on the thumb than on the pinky with these dislocations, because the dislocations are very common, and usually just doing what he's doing, which is buddy taping and letting it heal, is good enough.
Well, it must not bother him too much. He's been playing pretty well and shooting the basketball pretty well. Is that something major? Is that going to take him a while to recover from if he indeed has surgery in the offseason?
No, I don't think so. I think, and once again, especially if it's that, even if it's the shooting hand, that pinky, doesn't play a huge role in the shooting. That's why he's functioning with it buddy taped to the ring finger right now.
All right, so that works out pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
And that trade is working out a lot better for the Spurs than, say, Anthony Davis showing up in a Mavericks uniform and getting hurt in his debut with an abductor issue. What's going on with AD?
Yeah, I think it was an adductor issue, actually, but it may have been an abductor. Yeah, it was an adductor, so that's still kind of in the groin area.
Oh.
It's the one that kind of brings the leg inwards. And it's a really bad injury for anybody who has to do any, shifting laterally or start and stop quickly, like you do playing basketball or football or those kinds of activities. And I don't know the extent of the injury. Obviously with an MRI, there's different extents to it. Sometimes it's just a partial strain of the muscle or the tendon where it attaches to the pelvis. And sometimes you can have a full tear where that tendon where it attaches to the pelvis completely detaches. And 20 years ago, we treated those all without surgery and just let them heal, but they can take several months to get better. And there's re-aggravation pretty commonly now. Those big avulsions that I was describing where the whole tendon pulls off the bone, lately they've been treating those like the hamstring tendon avulsions where they actually go and repair it back to the pelvis, but they haven't mentioned anything about surgery site. Maybe that's the case where it didn't really completely pull off the pelvis.
Does age have anything to do with that, Doc, and the recovery? I mean, Anthony Davis in his early 30s. Does that matter?
Yeah. No, 100%. I think combination of age. He's obviously a bigger guy as well, and the recovery is a little tougher as you get older. And these guys put a lot of stress on those tendons because they've got long lever arms with those legs. So. Yeah, I think they all play factors. And he's had some issues through his career. They're all different injuries, but he's not a spring chicken anymore, that's for sure.
No, which makes that trade even more and more confusing. Dr. Eloy Ochoa, always appreciate the knowledge and insight. The injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com. All our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Tomorrow, to help you out of the doghouse, 30 units of Botox valued at $350 is what we'll give away.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. A lot of people doing Botox these days.
Yep. So we'll do that tomorrow if you're in the doghouse. Justin on YouTube says, thanks, guys. Dude, yeah.
You better hang on to Teresa, Justin. That's all I'm going to tell you, buddy.
Yeah.
Be nice to her.
Yeah, don't screw that up.
Yeah, don't screw that up.
Don't let us know Monday you're single. Although I don't know that I'd blame Teresa.
John Sobry wants to know where this spa is. Dr. Hires?
Yeah, Dr. Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
Yes.
FindYourBeautiful.com is the website. FindYourBeautiful.com or call 210-494-8446. Just let them know the Blitz sent you over there. She's over there off of Sonterra there in Stone Oak.
Yeah, John probably needs a lot of work.
He does.
He could probably.
Dude, that M sculpting stuff works, dude. John, you need it.
Yeah,
Go. Trust us. Trust us. Rob and AJ tomorrow morning at 6 on the Morning Huddle. We're back tomorrow at 2. Extra innings with Pledge coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.